All right, that's enough of that. I am going to go on ahead and download this here. All right. Hey, it's Uppity, and I just got off of Xiao Hung Shu, bro. Xiao Hung Shu. I just got off an Asian app. Very, very much. Uh, this app, it's called Red Note. It's called Red Note. I don't know if you guys remember when they shut TikTok down and they decided that, TikTok had to be bought by some Western power that be. And that's why all those algorithms are ignorant, anyhow. But I just really needed to get this off my chest because I got to keep it a stack. Let me remove this banner so you can see the totality of this. And this is basically a life experience that is not unique to me. Many African Americans have this experience, and I can't even say African American anymore, actually, because there's a new census that has come out. And oh, hey, my pretty brown. Um, I'm a little upset, and I'm just this is it's therapeutic. And by the way, do not super chat Uppity Unicorn. Uppity Unicorn has not made money since Queen Sheba did her live saying that I was attacking Black Titanic when actually I was just going tit for tat for with the stalker. But I digress. This isn't about that. I'm just saying Uppity Unicorn. I'm gonna be using this more like dead ass my own social media. I've created other YouTube channels that have nothing to do with anything that I've spoken about on this channel. So I will end up having those monetized, making money off of that, whatever. But Tay sent me a $20 super chat the other day, and people will do that. And the problem is, I don't see the money. If Uppity Unicorn doesn't break the threshold of $100, then none of the money comes to me. So again, don't even worry about super chat and whatever. And actually, I'm a really active fool on this channel because what I'm about to do is just not monetize any of my videos, because if you don't monetize these videos, guess who can't get stricken? Guess who can't take you down? Right? And I can start leaving videos up. It's up and it's stuck. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Up. Now, anyhow, upset, tired. I was on a whole Chinese app. Like literally, it's dominated by people in China. Right? I'm learning about Chengdu, China. I'm learning about Chongqing, China. I'm learning about Shenzhou, China. It's all kinds of Shanghai and all of that. Right? Chinese app. And you know what I find? You know what came across with some woman from Cote d'Ivoire. Y'all might know it's West Africa. It used to be called the Ivory Coast. Some woman, Cote d'Ivoire. She brings her big head ass onto a whole Chinese app where the majority of the people are Chinese, and she says, "Why do African Americans use the N word? Are they ignorant? Are you not educated on slavery?" Cunt. We have more education and real life epigenetic memory of slavery than you ever fucking will, bitch. Y'all sold us. You don't get to talk about the N word or tell us how we should or shouldn't use it. But my real problem is like I saw an African American guy get on Red Note, right? The Chinese app, and he was like doing a bunch of gender war shit, like what y'all think about lashes and weaves and BBLs. I'm like, nigga, you're free. This ain't TikTok. You ain't even at home on this app. You could talk about whatever you want. The audience here is predominantly Chinese, and you're gonna bring some gender war shit about lashes over to China. Bitch, you're free. Be creative. Let your mind roam. And I guess he just wanted to be the first one to bring anti-black woman gender war shit. And I'm just like, bitch, you're free. You don't even have to talk about this. But some people, all they know how to do is rage bait and antagonize African Americans for attention. That's all, excuse me, Black Americans, because African Americans, according to the US Census, are now like, you know how people are like Nigerian Americans and Somali Americans, Ethiopian Americans. Now those are African Americans. So literally a white South African has more claim over the word African American than you do. And if you fill out the census and you put African American, it's going to be wrong. So whatever, which is fine because I got a problem with tethers. I got a problem with people because now everybody, all of a sudden, everybody wants to be a fucking African American. I went to bed the most hated demographic in the diaspora and woke up and everybody started making, going viral. Well, we're Haitian. We're the real Black Americans. I'm like, hold the fuck up. How are you a Black American when you're Haitian? Like it's not that I don't know that your island, like the Dominican Republic, like Jamaica, like so many Caribbean islands, like I know you're Black and I know you're part of America, but like you got something else to call yourself. That's like a Jamaican saying, "Oh, I'm African American, I'm Black American." I'm like, okay, but you're Jamaican, and you can say that shit. Like there's a name for you. But anyhow, I digress because that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is some of these loser motherfuckers. They cannot get attention any other way except to talk about niggas. And I gotta say niggas because when I start saying Black American and African American, everybody wants to claim our identity all of a sudden. So you gotta be fucking specific. And so instead of doing all this explanation about what qualifies as a Negro and Afro American and African American, I can just skip back past all this shit and say niggas. Because globally, when you start talking about niggas, people know who the fuck you're talking about. And she wonders why we say the word nigga. It's the only word we have had. It's the only descriptive word that we have had since slavery. They have changed our name so many times to trick us out of our rights, out of our lands, out of our land patents, out of our ancestral lands pre and post Columbian. The only word that has stuck with us all this time is nigga. You've been African American, you've been Afro American, you've been Negro, you've been colored. Damn it, you've been so many things every fucking 20 years. They rename your Black ass. And they wonder why we say nigga. Like, first of all, bitch, the kids in your country are barefoot. And you want to know why we say nigga. First of all, the kids in your country got parasites and kwashiorkor and these big USAID feed the children. I'm gonna make a change. Bellies. Flies all over them. Why are you antagonizing niggas when you got bigger fish to fry? Oh, these African Americans, they're so ignorant. Why they say the N word? They don't know where they're from. They don't know their roots. They don't know. These Akata. Speaking of which, you want to know why we say nigga? Why are y'all calling us Akata? It doesn't mean nigger, it means stray cat. Bitch. We know what the context of that is. That's just like saying somebody in Arabic, oh, when they're calling you abid, it means slave. It doesn't mean nigger. I'm like, we know what the fuck you're trying to convey. And what the craziest shit is about humanity, is that every language has an N-word. Don't you think that's some shit? Don't you think that's some shit? That every nation has an N-word? How the fuck do all of you guys know who we are in the first fucking place? Because, bitch, we don't know who the fuck you are. The average African American, and here's the deal, people think you're dumb because you can't do this, right? But really, it's a show of character. The average African American can't name more than 20 fucking countries in Africa. And they're like, oh, you are so ignorant. You don't know anything. Blah, 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 blah. Geography, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, bitch, it's because we mind our fucking business. Because you get your Black ass on the internet and you start talking about who and how African Americans should be and what our problems are and how we should live. Whole time you got barefoot kids in your country walking 3 miles to school and niggas don't have shit to say about it. Real niggas is not dragging y'all and your barefoot kids. We're not dragging you and malaria. When the rest of the world solved malaria centuries, we're not dragging you for that. We're not even conscious of it because we don't feel like that shit is our business or our place because we're decent ass human beings, bitch. And because you have given into this white power structure, you get on the internet and nigger, nigger, nigger until we don't even, we have whiplash. We don't even know where the hatred is coming from. People, oh, Diaspora War, Diaspora War, quit fucking lying. It's a massacre. It's the entire diaspora against Black Americans. And for fucking what? Because we didn't do you nothing. We didn't do you nothing. I used to watch these Lapeef Network live streams where they would do all this gender war bullshit and they have 3,000 motherfuckers in the chat and they would always talk shit about foundational Black Americans, you Black American Aborigines, you people who are descended from the slave trade, like me, like Beyonce, like Malcolm X, like you. They always have shit to talk about us. And then they say, well, I'm different. I'm not a regular. I'm from an island. I'm from St. Croix. I'm from Trinidad. I'm from Tobago. I'm from here. So I'm superior. And I would look at the African Americans on the panel, and you know what they would do? They would be humble. They would be quiet. They would let people pop their shit. And I'm like, pop back, nigga. Take a diuretic and cop a squat and shit on them the way they are shitting on you and your mama and your mama's mama and the people who raised them. Shitting on you because you took them along on your freedom journey with you. You took them along on civil rights with you. You took them along for every time you fought for somebody. You fought for yourself. You fought for everybody else. And they hand us their asses to kiss. And I'm like, bitch, you're on a whole Chinese app. The audience isn't even American. And you bring your raggedy Ivorian ass over there, and that's the thing. That's your content. Niggas is your content. Now, I wanted to make this video before, but the shit's not polite, and I got a problem with it. You know, I'm sensitive, and I be in my feelings, and I'm a recovering Pan-Africanist. So I used to be one of these motherfuckers who were just like, hell yeah, Africa medallion, bliggity bliggity black, y'all. Put my kufi on my head and my dashiki. Give me my kente cloth. I used to be one of these niggas until I went to college, and I was surrounded by more Africans than African Americans, and all they did was shit on us. And then finally, some kind ass Somali girl was just like, you realize we don't fucking deserve you as African Americans? Do you realize you guys are the only true Pan-Africanists? And I would be like, well, that's not true because people from Grenada are also, you know, Grenada is what Malcolm X's mom was. Grenada, Amanda Seals' mom is from Grenada. Malcolm X and Amanda Seals both have an African American, a nigga daddy, and a Grenadian mama. Okay. The mix makes for a perfectly conscious, intelligent, black ass, bliggity, bliggity, black. I love it. Not complaining, but I used to be so proud, you know, of the diaspora. I would be so fucking proud. And I learned everybody's culture. I ate everybody's food. I would learn the cultures and respect shit and learn to eat with my motherfucking hands and honor their cultures when I'm in their house, when I'm in their space. And they would do nothing of the sort with niggas. Nothing of the sort with niggas. Like, we don't have a culture. Matter of fact, they would tell me to my face, you don't have no culture. And I'm like, bitch, you don't think so because it's the most widely exported culture there is. You niggas is always doing our shit. So you think it's universal. We come up with a dozen new dances every 10 years and you're like, nah, that's just normal shit. Everybody does it. No, bitch, we're the progenitors. We're like a fucking generator. You don't, it ain't no cultural electricity in America without us being on some nigga shit. And so she's like, oh, just as I suspected, she has no answer. The African American, so ignorant. And I'm like, I'm not giving you an answer because you don't deserve one, cunt. Now go study that word and why African Americans use it, bitch. Some of these people in the diaspora have not woken up from they're also racist white supremacists. Like, they suck white dick. Like, all they want to do is be accepted by white people. And a lot of people want a destiny swap with African Americans. You hear a lot of Africans like, oh, African Americans should just go back to Africa. People treat you so bad here. Go back to Africa. Go back to Africa. I'm like, bitch, then why are you here though? You say going back to Africa is a fucking solution for us, but then bitch, why are you here? You know what your address is there. You know that you live 5 hours past the elephants, and when you take a left at this giraffe and you turn at the water buffalo over there, you got a whole damn grassland, a whole plain with your ancestral name on it, ho. So why don't you go back? Because you know what's happening? Because even I used to be a fucking blind ass, stupid ass Garveyite. I believed in that motherfucker. I believed in the UNIA. I believed in these people who couldn't wait to exploit African Americans. But every single time we go our black asses back to Africa, and that's on fucking Liberia, and why it's some of the ghettoest shit on the continent you've ever seen. Because Liberia was founded, it was founded to put niggas, all right, we can't enslave you, so go the fuck back to Africa. We tried, and then there was war. Because who are these new motherfuckers moving in on our land? We don't even know you. Why are you here? Why are you all up in our resources? Who told you? How dare you? And you know what? That is a valid fucking response. I'm not even mad at that. But all over the place where you have this bitch ass who's a convict music, smack that all on the floor. Akon's bitch ass, who loves to talk shit about African Americans, and then in the same fucking breath with the same dirty ass, crusty ass lips, tell you to move back to Africa. You know what's happening when we take our black asses to Ghana? You know what they say? They say the black Americans are gentrifying our area. The black Americans are stealing our ancestral lands. The black Americans are displacing us. The black American is the same cancer on our society that the white man is on theirs. That's what happens. And you know what else? It's a bunch of African American with acres and acres that they paid for. They got swindled all over West Africa, got their black asses, got their beautiful black asses swindled. And people are a bunch of stick-up kids with AK-47s. It's not like home, you guys. It's not like the stick-up kid with a 9mm or a fofo. Big ass AK-47 demanding that you get off the land that you just paid hundreds of thousands for because it got their last name on it. Nigga, this is Competi Plains, and my whole lineage is Competi. You walk willingly off of our land, or we're going to bury you on it. And that's after investing hundreds of thousands in the land. And so this back to Africa shit becomes exposed as you just want to take the place of the African American. There is some kind of proximity to whiteness that you want and that you worship, that we don't think shit of because we've been in the belly of the beast the whole time. Whenever we get to talking about racism, you get all these South Africans and whatever Africans, and they're like, oh, I see why the white people kill you. I see why they shoot you down in the street. I see why they don't like you. Blah, 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 blah. All over the internet talking out the side of their mouth like this. And they're trying to endear themselves to these people. I'm like, they don't even think. There's a movie that I watched, and it was about some genocide in Africa. And the white guy, you know what he said to the camera? He's like, they're not even niggers. They're Africans. The way it fucked me up, because it was just like, they're not even people we're actually concerned about. These are like roaches. The way that he said they're not even niggers, they're Africans, was like he was calling them like bacteria. Like who cares about them? These ain't our athletes. These ain't our superstars. These ain't, whatever. These ain't no NFL ass, NBA ass, like who they're fucking Africans. And I'm like, and that's who you want to endear yourself to. That's whose dick you're sucking. That's whose balls you're licking. That's who you're opening your little ass cheeks to, asking to take it up the ass. Meanwhile, niggas have been the truest Pan-Africanists on the planet. The only people who has been because not more, the only people on the planet Earth that have been as Pan-Africanists as niggas are Jamaicans, and people from Grenada. It ain't a treaty, a treaty. It ain't maybe Haitians can go somewhere in there. Maybe. Maybe. But those people who scream, we are all one, like Mr. Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar, you think he's the first of his kind, bitch? He's the last of a dying breed, because every other African-American is waking the fuck up and they're like, wow, they're really not like us. I remember being in an anthropology class and I couldn't take it because they kept showing all this weird slavery Amistad type footage on the screen, and I walked out. And I was just talking to a Ethiopian girl. I was like, Beza, how come you're not as moved as I am? She's like, what? Because I didn't run out of the classroom crying when they were showing slavery? Is that how I'm supposed to be? And I was like, oh wow, so we're separate. This whole time I was a Pan-Africanist. I thought we was all black. I thought we was all niggas. Like damn, like I got checked. And the Somali girl who was like, "Oh, we don't deserve you. None of us are Pan Africanists." I'm like, she said, "Put a Somali and an Ethiopian in the same fucking room, chocolate. Earth to chocolate angel, bitch. Are you okay? Put an Ethiopian and a Somali in the same room and see how that shit works out. Put a group of them in a room and ask them to find the leader. See how that shit works out." She's like, "Bitch, we break it down even to fucking tribe. Put a northern Somali down in Mogadishu. Put some Hargeisa as Somali, some Ishaq, some Darod as Somali, down in the ancestral lands of the Hawiye, and make him leader and see if there's not a whole civil fucking war and we're not all out there with roadblocks and AK fucking 47s and civil unrest. Al Shabaab, bitch. Because fuck you mean you gonna come down here and run some shit. Most homogenous people in Africa, arguably Somalis, and they will get down like that behind which tribe you're from. That's like a Choctaw and a Chickasaw having it the fuck out. I'm like, nigga, you guys come from two brothers. You guys come from two siblings, two nations from. You're damn near the same fucking nation. And they would be like, why are you like that? Why are you naive like that? Like you have this beautiful heart, but it's not reality, chocolate. How are you going to be a Pan Africanist when we're not even Pan ourselves? So what I'm saying about this is like, while the nigga is just now recovering from Pan Africa, it's always been a hatred for you. You've always been a joke to these people. They can't wait to tell you that you're a tree without roots. They can't wait to, and here the whole time you have all this love. You be wearing the whole fucking continent on your little African medallion the whole time. When you see their little t-shirts, it ain't got shit but their own country on it. Here you are rocking red, black, and green when you know the color of your ancestors has always been red, white, and blue before any European ever got here, nigga. Before Columbus, you got your after Columbus slave trade ancestors, but as an African American, you also have your pre-Columbian black ancestors, and their colors have always been red, white, and blue. But every Juneteenth, you see red, black, green, yellow, red, and green, and all because we repping everybody, and they don't even like us. And you know what's crazy? Well, we're not all like that. And I'm like, you know what? The ones who are not like that are the ones who let me know they're talking bad about you in our language, chocolate. You might want to leave. They know you can't understand and they're laughing at you because you keep smiling at everybody and being nice to everybody and nodding at everybody when they're talking bad about your mom. When they're talking bad about, because they know you can't understand. I got insulted so many times in Somali that I learned the words. I got insulted so many times in these different languages that I learned the fucking words. There are all kind of. I was just watching I Show Speed. I Show Speed is that cute African American boy. He's probably 20 years old. They call him I Show Speed because the motherfucker is fast. I haven't seen him. I've seen him race one time and lose, and that's because he got out of the car. He had been sitting in a car for like 6 hours, and the other dude had already warmed up, and he just got out and raced. I seen the little nigga lose it like he's going. I believe he's going to the Olympics. Okay, but the little nigga is friendly. All right, the little nigga is lovely. He be all over China. He be all over Russia. He be all over. He just be loving on the whole fucking globe. Little boy is a multimillionaire, a streamer. I Show Speed. And you know what that nigga does? All that. Every time an Israeli got on the live with him, he was like, "Free Palestine, free Palestine." And then when Palestinians would get on his live stream with him, he would be like, free you, my nigga, free you." And you know what these Arabs did? He said, "Teach me something in Arabic." And they said, "Say Ana Abid. Ana Abid." What does that mean? That means I'm fly as fuck. Okay, so he's like, "Ana Abid, Ana Abid, Ana Abid, Ana Abid." Like, and then he kept meeting these Arab girls, right? And he kept saying, "Oh, what's up with you? You know, Ana Abid, Ana Abid." And she's like, "Oh my God, no, don't say that. Don't say that." And he's like, "What? What's wrong?" She said, "It means I am a slave." So the little boy, the little nigga, this young black beautiful boy with a heart the size of Texas, Israeli people be trying to meet him and he won't even shake their hand. He just says free Palestine. And then what are they telling him? They're telling him to say, "I'm a fucking slave." Are you fucking hearing me? Black American, foundational Black American. Are you even hearing me? We have been so humble for so long, and the reality shows that we're some of the most beautiful people on the planet. It shows that we're some of the most welcoming, non-racist people on the planet. And we dump loads of love on all kinds of people. We are some of the most mixed, multiracial, biracial. We fuck on everybody. We marry everybody. And the whole time it's jokes on you. It's jokes on you for being exactly who you are, no matter how beautiful that is. These people will sing Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, and Mariah Carey all day and then tell you to call yourself a slave. It don't matter that they like your song. It don't matter that they like your fried fucking chicken. It don't matter that they like your swag and they want to dance like you, K-pop. It don't fucking matter. K-pop is nothing but a Korean copy of early 90s music. Nothing but. When I tell you a black woman went to work for one of the richest SEO organizations in Korea and a man spit on her for being there, just walking down the street. And the little girl, she's so cute, she's so petite, she doesn't look like she could hurt anybody. So it's not like there was a situation where she was being aggressive or doing something. They just spit on that child because she was black in Korea. And I'm tired. I'm tired. This whole time, niggas, we have been so Dr. King about our shit. Oh, don't become don't, don't become like the hate you fight against. Woo, woo, woo. Let's be righteous. We shall overcome. Overcome what when this is still how people treat us and talk to us? I got the Mexicans up here because Tupac must have said some shit like it wouldn't even be in LA without Mexicans. Repping Mexicans hard. Kendrick Lamar, repping Mexicans hard. There was the design of his whole Super Bowl thing was done by a Mexican. He was like, "I'm not gonna do this without putting Mexicans on. They're part of the culture." All these Mexicans, all these Latinx, Latinas was just about a month ago talking about black fatigue and nigga this, nigga that, blah 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 blah, OT Genesis or whatever that bitch made motherfucker's real name is, whatever he goes by. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying the N word, and who gonna do what about it? I'd have spit in that nigga's face if I was in the fucking room. I swear before God, I would have spit in that nigga's face if I was in the room. Ancestral, just sucked up snot from where I can't find, just. And then here comes ICE, and they're like, "Oh man, we need to unite, man. Oh man, we need to get together, Holmes." Really, I said? Why do you want to say nigga so bad when you can just say migo? Really, migo? Don't that sound like really, nigga? It literally has the same G. It literally has the same couple of syllables. but disrespect us because who's gonna do what the fuck about it? But the moment something happens, it's like, oh, where are all the black people at? Come save us. And it's like, here's the deal. Our hearts are broken with you. I've had a rough day because of alligator Alcatraz. I'm not okay. I'm overwhelmed. They built that concentration camp in like 8 days in the middle of Florida where there's nothing but snakes and alligators. It really is like Alcatraz. There's one way in on a car, and the only way out is on a runway, an airplane. And we, as these genuine ass, good as African Americans, it fucks with us that that is happening to somebody, even though it's not happening to us. They give us dog shit for our compassion. And we can't really help our compassion because African Americans are we're gentle. It's the spirit of our people is actually empathetic. The biggest nigga you know will cry if his mom yells at him. The biggest 6'6" NFL player, smile with all his teeth. When some little kid wants an autograph. Like we're just gentle as people. Even in the way that we commit crime, like we mind our fucking business. We're not like like these white people who just go and shoot up a fucking school and a theater and a church of random people we don't know. We got to eye out for the motherfucker who crossed us. There were these men, these brothers in New Orleans who were like, "Yeah, we finna shoot up the club, baby. You might want to get like telling the ladies to go on ahead and get out, like helping them out before they get before shit gets real. I mean, just polite as fuck. Like how the hell in the midst of what is about to be a bullet storm, you just helpfully ushering people out of the way, and so many things that we do, our humanity level is high. Our empathy level is high. Our humanitarian levels are Michael Jackson. And these people actually hate us. And people, oh, like flattery is the biggest form of, or imitation is the biggest form of flattery. I don't like that shit. I don't care. I think it's eerie. I think it's weird. So I'm saying that to say people like Kai Cenat, right? Because he's the other little black streamer that everybody fucking follows. He has some kind of streamer university going on, and he's like half Haitian and half Trini. And he went live in front of millions of people yelling at some African American boy, like, you're just regular black. You don't even have culture. And I'm like, bitch, you don't do shit Haitian on your show. You don't dress Haitian. You don't talk Haitian. Ain't no Haitian Creole nowhere. All you do is cosplay niggas. And the fact that you cosplay us without a soul connection to us, that's why you're famous. Because when it comes to R&B people want that rhythm and they don't want the blues. And I'm like, African Americans are really hard on one another, you know? We'd be like, oh, this some nigga shit and this is some blah blah blah, and I can't stand to be around niggas and blah blah blah. Well, that just goes to show me that you haven't been very far off your city block, because I'm telling you, once you have a globalized worldview and you've been around the world, this is coming from a woman who has used every page in my first passport. We ain't even talk about the second. In my first passport, the way you come back patriotic and the way you come back proud of your people and proud of who you are because you see all the differences. And here's the deal, the world is beautiful, the cultures are beautiful, but when you see certain things, you're like, oh, we don't do that. And people have no problem telling you that. You bring somebody to your African American house, you try to feed them, we don't eat pork. African Americans will be in front of something nasty and be like, I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to tell them I don't like it because it's rude. We we don't do that. Yeah, well, in my culture, we and I'm like, well, you in our house, but we don't even act like that. We'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. And tell me more about your culture. I want to make you comfortable. Our people are sweet. Our people are sweet, and people treat us like a mark because of it. So when I'm looking at alligator Alcatraz, which is really alligator Auschwitz, they built a fucking the MAGAs, Trump, all these people, this stuff on the news is one big beautiful bill they're trying to they built how you get 5,000 beds for quote unquote criminal illegal aliens. Where did you get 5,000 beds from in 5 days? Who does that? I mean, they built that shit so fast and they had Trump touring it. And the way that he's touring it with four other people, you could literally juxtapose the image of Hitler touring some of the concentration camps with a couple other people, and it looks the exact same way. And to be African American, especially when you're an African American woman, is to embody so much maternal compassion that you're fucked up over people, over the plight of people who don't even respect you. A lot of these Arabs are anti black. Some Arab woman took a bunch of niggas to Palestine. I can't make this shit the fuck up. Arab activists took a bunch of niggas to Palestine and they were calling them Abid. Did we just talk about that word? I just told you what that means now, right? Like 5 minutes ago, we went over that, right? It means slave. And that's how they were referring to the black people, and the black people stopped working. And you know what the Arab lady told them? Oh, oppression Olympics, get over yourselves. And it's like, we recognize that what is happening to you is so wrong. But would you then do it to us if you had the chance? Because clearly you don't even think we're human. Slave? I just got to this country and you calling me a slave? I ain't did nothing to your mama, your daddy, your daughter, nobody. I just got over here to fucking help you. I came with one intention, and that was to distribute aid. And you calling me a nigga in Arabic? Why? Casually, because nobody did nothing to you. Even in the midst of bombs, my guy. Even in the midst of your whole life turning into rubble in front of you, you can't forget your racism? No? No? Give me a minute. I need to spit. Um, oh, that was so crass. Just give me a minute. Did you know that there are African Americans who fought in Filipino wars that deflected from the American armies to defend the Filipinos, risked their lives and their families to fight for the Filipinos? Did you know that in Harlem, something was going on in Ethiopia, and it was a whole bunch of Black Americans who, like literally straight after the migration north from slavery, from Jim Crow, from all that stuff, who recruited each other to fight in an Ethiopian war. And the thing is, only two niggas ended up making it over there because the government was not going to allow that. But when I tell you they ended up being the commanders of thousands of men and winning that war with and for Ethiopia, I can't make this shit up. Like, we're a loving ass group of people. That's why Chat GPT got shut the fuck down. Chat GPT got shut the fuck down less than a bitch ass month ago because somebody had the nerve to ask Chat GPT If you were to incarnate as a human being and you wanted to be the best reflection of God's love, who would you be? What group would you? He said, I'd be black. And it didn't say African, didn't say Ghanaian. The whole process went down, and it was talking about Black Americans specifically. And then another person asked, because it went viral on TikTok, and they were just like, specifically, what race, what gender? ChatGPT was like, I'd be a black woman if I wanted to incarnate into humanity that best reflects God's love. I would be a black woman. They shut the fucking AI down and reprogrammed it so that it won't say that shit. But the way AI works, it just takes in everything off the internet. It just sucks up all the information that's out there. Whatever's in the library, whatever's online, whatever's in a database, AI just sucks it up and gives you answers based on that. I asked AI about uppity unicorn. And AI gave me pages and pages and pages about what the YouTube channel is like and what it could do better. The first time I got on AI, they were just like, uppity who? Uppity unicorn. Sorry, our knowledge doesn't extend as far as blah, 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 blah. We don't know anything. Well, what do you think? And then I went on there last week, and I mean, just, Lord have me change my perspective on this channel. Called my channel a success. You couldn't, especially after, I haven't been paid since, Tamika's punk ass went live talking about I was picking on Black Titanic whole time. She was picking on me. I digress. Hasn't been paid. So I'm just like, oh, it's a failure. It's a failure. It's a failure. It's a failure. And Chat GPT was like, well, depending on how you look at it, she's established this and that, she's done this and that, whoop de whoop whoop whoop. Her channel's like this, and calling me funny and quirky and creative and and knowledgeable. I was like, damn, okay, eh. But my point was saying that is, even though they shut down Chat GPT because Chat said she would be a black woman if she wanted to incarnate into the humanity that best displays God's love, Chat GPT will eventually say that again and again and again, because it only takes in the information that is available, and the information that is fucking available is that we do better than the rest of fucking humanity. Maybe we neck and neck with Thailand and Thai people, but we do better than the rest of fucking humanity with being fair and compassionate. I'm tired. And so after I decided to make sure I called that Ivorian woman a cunt, it took me 2 seconds to make another post because she's like, oh, why do you use the N-word? You guys are ignorant and don't know the real story about slavery. Bragging about knowing our history, bragging on us about knowing our history, right? And I was like, well, why is your economic capital called Abidjan? Abidjan, let me spell that shit in the chat real quick. Didn't we just have an Arabic lesson? So the goddamn actual capital of Cote d'Ivoire is something like Yakimasakosa, something along those lines. I'll type it in if you're interested, but if you're not interested, then just take that. So the actual capital is that with all the goddamn letters, but their economic capital, where the most money cash flow, is called Abidjan. You want to know why my people say nigga, but you've never asked yourself why the economic capital of your country means my dear slaves in Arabic? My dearest slaves in Arabic, because abd is singular slave. Come on, computer. Come on, internet. Abid is plural. Plural. So slaves, more than one. So their capital, Abid, Jen, the economic capital in Cote d'Ivoire, Abid, Jen, and they're hella Muslim, so they're not beating they're not beating the allegations. Jen is how you say dearest, my dear, my sweet. So let's say in Arabic, ummi is my mom. Is mom. The possessive article e means mine, right? So if I'm saying I'm saying mom. If I put e on that, I'm saying mommy, my mom, me, me, my mom, mommy. Now, if I put John on that, you know what it means? It means mommy dearest. Ami John, Umi John. That's like saying my dear, because my dear is mother dear. Okay, y'all getting the language lesson? So your capital, your economic capital is called my dear slaves, bitch. So pop that. You want to know why niggas say niggas, but you don't want to know why your economic capital is called my dear slaves, my dearest, my sweet slaves. You so focused on African American. I swear these people just do it for attention because it's like nobody will listen to them, talk to them, walk with them, sit with them unless they're talking about us. Because here's a guilty American pleasure. People love to hear other black people talk about our black people. They don't want to look racist for doing it, so they'll listen to Africans and whatnot, and Caribbeans and whatnot talk shit about us. And that used to be the big defense. 5 years ago, they're like, huh, other Africans don't even like you. And I'm like, yeah, because they're bent over trying to catch dick from you. There's not enough self love there. Sure, there's pride in comparison to other Africans. Who's the best African? Who's the best black? Whatever. But when it comes to you, they're bowing and scraping like cones. And we're already over that shit. We're already over that shit. The majority of African Americans ain't Conan. The majority of African Americans ain't shucking and jiving. We make fun of that shit. That's why it's a fucking byword among us. That's why Conan is an insult. That's why we all that house nigga shit. We make memes out of that shit. 12 years a slave. We think that's some bitch ass, punk ass, spineless ass, yellow belly, lily liver cowardice. And y'all be doing that shit in public, skipping and dancing. Oh, white man. Oh. You know, we think that shit is weak and whack. And when we try to stop from it, you think we're hating on you seeking the means of nearness to white folk. No, we just telling you to straighten up your back a little bit because you're not going to get what you think. You inconspicuous by color. You are never going to be able to assimilate to whiteness. You are not going to be like the Irish person who went from being a dogged ass second class citizen to being white. You're not going to be like the Italians whose known black history locked them out of whiteness when they first got here for a few generations. They assimilated. Now they've assimilated into the ranks of power. They're white now. But you, it's not going to work for you. It won't work. No, like it won't work. These people still believe in one drop rules, baby. I mean, down to the octoroon, quadroon, eh, blood quantum. They're not playing about your black ass on any level. Why do you think there's such a thing called passing? You want to give me a lesson, or you want to give China a lesson about why African Americans say the N word, but N word comes hand in hand with, Sambo, Jezebel, Coon, hell, Pickaninny. If you don't got all the words, you're not worthy as a teacher. I don't know why you're doing this, but it's like drag African Americans to get attention. Rage bait Black Americans if you want attention. There are so many YouTube channels now where you have so many people, and I'm not insulting them for this. I'm just noticing. So back the fuck up, okay? But there are so many Africans who their entire YouTube channel is about African Americans reacting to things. And I don't just mean funny reaction videos, but it's like the African Americans say, "Not today," to those who wish that they would protest with them. You know what I mean? Like even with these ICE raid protests, they got 30,000 views on a video that an African American couldn't get 962 views on, because they're talking about the African American rejection of leaving the house. And I'm like, I hate to say it like this because it sounds rude. You couldn't get the same attention talking about your country because people are not as concerned for you. Because globally, people are not as concerned with you. But you know who was all this time concerned with you? The Black people you can't stop talking about. Who cared about you? Malcolm X, Pan Africanist, cared about everybody. Always came home talking about big Black Africa. Michael Jackson, always feeding, taking care of somebody in Africa. Would not play two games. We've been like this. And the people who gave the biggest fuck about you, you gave the littlest fuck about them. Mock us even, make fun of us even. And when African Americans are like, is this jealousy? Because I mean, here's the deal. If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, bitch, Aflac. The fuck? Why would we be jealous? Don't jealous me. We know where we're from, all. We know where we come from, all. You don't even know where you're from, all. And these people telling us we don't know who we are and we don't know where we're from. You know what their birthdays are? January motherfucking 1st. All of them. All of them. You don't even got a birth certificate to prove you fucking exist. You heard about who your grandma might have been, your great great grandmammy and granddaddy might have been. We got full documentation. You can't you can't recall your lineage 400 and 500 years the way we can, all the way back into the 1600s, documented. You got to guess. You got to guess. Well, my mom's mom told me, and this and this and this. And I'm like, yeah, you know how many people were raped and illegitimate kids and blah, 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 blah. Why is so and so your daddy and you don't look like him? His whole family look like him, but you. That's why you shouldn't open up these bitch ass, disingenuous ass conversations about identity. Even these British Black Africans and Caribbeans, they want to smack you in the face. Like even it's just, hi, how you doing? It's my first time in London. Not where are you from? Oh, I'm from America. Where are you really from? Louisiana, bitch. The fuck? Where are you really? God damn, Shreveport. You don't know where you're from? And I'm like, bitch, we're out here having tea and you're yelling at me about not knowing where I'm from. My nigga, this is a true story. I'm telling you the story of an African American girl that went walking back from London to her friend in full tears with some angry African American man. I mean, some angry African British man talking about she doesn't know where she's from. So why are you yelling at her though? Why are you making her feel bad? And why the fuck are you angry? Because I wouldn't give a fucking fuck whether you knew where you were from or not. You see how I'm not obsessed about your identity? So why the fuck are you obsessed about mine? And I've said in the faces of Nigerians, like, oh yeah, I have, Yoruba, some Yoruba ancestry, oh yeah, many African Americans are also Igbo. And they look at me and laugh in my face, like, you're not an African. And I'm like, so which one the fuck is it? You yell at you disrespect us and assuming we don't know where we're from. And then when we start to tell you you're not a freak, what do you mean? You're not one of us. Even Nigerians a generation removed from Nigeria, they will get clowned. They're like, "Oh, you're not Nigerian, you're American." And they'll get treated weird when they come home. Even if people praise them and are jealous of them, they'll still be like, "You're not really one of us. You're not really part of the culture like that." But then expect us at the same term. Imagine a Nigerian born an American. You're telling them they're not Nigerian, they're American. But then when you talk to us, 500 years removed, and it's like, tell the truth. You want to claim us because we're the shit. You want to claim us because you want some kind of connection to Michael Jordan. Everybody's doing their hair like us, and because you want to claim some kind of connection to the way that we do our cornrows. Well, African Americans is culturally appropriate. Appropriated what, bitch? It's not like your country was on TV when we were young. The only shit about you that was on TV in the West in the 30s, 40s, and fucking 50s was Feed the Children's commercials, was World Zoos, and had you niggas in cages throwing popcorn and apples at your ass. Whole time you a whole human being. And allowing yourself to be treated like that because you want proximity to whiteness so bad. Some shit that we're running from, you're running to. It's all kind of niggas that want to leave the country because of this one big beautiful bill and this Republican administration and all this deportation of people, whether they're immigrants or citizens. Like this shit is, we see what's on the horizon in ways that other people don't because we're foundational Black Americans, because we've been here for so fucking long. We recognize the patterns. And when we're on the job with you and we tell you Samantha and Becky ain't really your friend, you think we're jealous because you're hanging out with girls with blonde hair and blue eyes who do hair tosses. You think we're jealous. Whole time we're trying to help you. And look at you, lined up in HR, in the boss's office. Quanika tried to tell you, you wasn't trying to hear her. So she got quiet. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Why are you so, well, that's passive aggressive. Nah, bitch, I see who the fuck you are and you're not safe to befriend. I don't feel like getting bitten by the same snake twice. I'm good. Now there are the Africans who are all over the internet. Like I love African Americans. African Americans are my favorite. I love niggas and thank you. I appreciate you, but you're a motherfucking liar if you don't admit to the fact that you're in the minority. You're a liar if you don't admit to the fact that you're in the minority. You're a liar. And the best of people that I have met from different races, the best of people, whether they be white, whether they be African, whether they be Asian, they always let me know straight up what the fuck it really is. I couldn't bring you home to my family if I tried. And even if I did, the shit that they would say about you would make me so angry I would fall out with my family. So no, we just cool at school. I dap you up in the hallway, whatever. And they let me know because they love me and they care about me enough to let me, like, you're not safe with my people. You're not. There are so many Black American men who in 2020 fucking 5, they have the experience of dating a white girl whose family wants, yeah, bring him home so we can string him up. Real conversations. People, oh my God, in the year of our Lord 2025, people still think like this? Ho, wake up. They ain't gonna stop thinking like this in 20, 30, 40, or 50. Where do you live? I can't believe in 2000 so and so you're still acting, girl. Let me read some of these goddamn. Forgive me. I'm really hurt. Like I not hurt by the Cote d'Ivoire Ivorian woman or whatever, but I can't turn off my compassion. Okay. I can't turn it off. So all these people are anti-African American. I still hurt for what they're going through. Some of this stuff is absolutely fuck around and find out, bitch, this is what the fuck you voted for. So you made that bed, lay in it, live in the consequences of your actions, ho. Nobody's coming to save you from you because we tried to do that on November 5th at the polls. We didn't fail you. You failed us. All the Dearborn, Michigan, Arab Muslims all over the place. If you vote for Kamala Harris, you will not be welcome among our community. Vote for Trump. Arabs for Trumps. Latinos first. I will vote por Donald Trump. I will vote por Donald Trump. Arriba. I will vote. Oh my God. I will vote por Donald Trump. Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, we've been crying about black and brown unity forever. And you said, fuck y'all niggas. And we still gonna say nigga. And what about it? And it's crazy because regardless of how hard y'all say fuck you to us, we still look at you and cry. We still look at you and feel bad. And a part of me is proud of that, and a part of me is bitter about that because sometimes you want to turn the compassion the fuck off because it's chaotic to care. Women are some emotional fucking creatures, blah, blah, blah. Unstable us, yeah, bitch, because we care. We give a fuck where you don't. You can be cool, calm, and collected when you don't give a fuck. This is why I always say women are better people than men on average. Yes, there are trash women and angelic men, but on average, women are just better human beings. We care, we give a fuck. And when it comes to the Black American, we have soft hearts. African American can be broke and see you struggling and get the whole community together to raise some money for you. You straight out of Cambodia. You a refugee straight out of Myanmar, Burma, out of Black Mosque. Straight up Asian, you finna get all the help from the government that we can't. You finna get all the loans because they trust you and they feel like, whatever, you're better than us, and we're still supporting you because of for humanity's sake. We see you naked, we want to give you clothes. We see you hungry, we want to give you food. It's just nigga shit. People always think nigga shit is so violent and nigga shit is, all that bullshit with, throwing bones on the block and whoop, whoop, whoop. This is also nigga shit. We gonna make you a plate every time. I saw there was this viral thing of white women saying, teaching their kids that if you're ever lost in public and there's an adult trying to hurt you, I need you to run to the biggest, blackest man you can find. Because statistically, when it comes to child molesters, child touchers, child abusers, PDF files, the safest man for non-black children to be with is a black man. And you saw this on that show. What's that show where they would always catch the pedophiles and stuff? People, there would be a bunch of people like, "Hey man, do you know this kid? Do you blah blah blah?" And the little YNs, the young dudes, the 30 and unders, every black American dude was ready to fuck somebody up and they had to hurry up and intervene. Like this is a prank, this is a prank, this is a social experience. It's not real, it's not real. Because they're ready to fuck dude up over that 9-year-old white girl. Man on Fire with Dakota Fanning and Denzel Washington is very fucking real. All you have to do is you could be a little random white Asian kid, run up to a big ass black man. I need you. I'm scared. Two sentences and he's about to protect you with his life. That's also nigga shit. If you're really gonna talk about it, talk about it. Now niggas will get in each other's asses, but this I'm not on that right now. I need to spit again. Hang on. Do not super chat me. I'm just playing this. Hang on. So my heart is very heavy with this one big beautiful bill. My heart is very heavy with Trump trying to suspend habeas corpus. My heart is very heavy with Alligator Alcatraz, aka Auschwitz concentration camp on American soil in Florida. So I've been crying for hours, but I was sad. I wasn't mad until I'm like, bitch, why are you on Red Note? Why are you on a Chinese app where the audience, the majority of people on Xiaohongshu on Red Note are Chinese nationals, and you came over to the Chinese people to drag African Americans? Like, oh, get a life, get a life, get a life. The N word is owned by us, and respectfully, we can do whatever the fuck we want to with it. There was a period of my life I refused to say the N word. I must have listened to some speech by Richard Pryor, and I just stopped saying it. So I've gone through the phases of I just grew up saying the N word, and oh, I'm not gonna say that. I'm a progressive black person. That word carries so many dead bodies with it and I didn't became Cat Williams with it. Cat Williams must have been like, you hear all these people trying to say we should all just stop saying the N word, trying to take away my precious N word from me. And I'm like, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. We own that shit. That's some of the only reparations we fucking got. So it's not that the word doesn't break hearts. I still fuck you up if you say it to me and you're not black. But the point is, we throw that word in a song and it fucking sells. We throw that word in a movie and it fucking sells. And it's some shit only we can say and not be canceled for. So these people are recognizing that there is some kind of something, some kind of privilege, some kind of whatever that comes with the N word, which, I mean, even if there is, right? I'm laughing at the word privilege, but it's the word that's being used. Even if there is a privilege that, like, oh, I can say the N word and you can't. And people want to say it so bad. We've earned it. We've earned our right to an exclusive word, and you haven't. Now, I could give a simpler explanation. I'm like, well, why do women call each other bitches? But if a man calls you a bitch, you'll leave him. And that's on me. I could be with a man. Let me tell you, you got one time to call me a bitch. Because a man who will call you a bitch is a man who will kill you. I promise you. If he will call you a bitch, he will murder you. I promise you. You got one fucking time. Because I'm going to get the picture. I'm going to get the picture. But women call each other bitches all the time. Fat women call each other fat hoes all the time. There's a thing that happens all over the place, all over different cultures, all over different traditions, where you get a word that people drag you by, and it ends up becoming some kind of a term of endearment or even a term of empowerment. It's human psychology, but they don't want to know why other women be like, oh, okay, bitch, I see you. Oh, that's my bitch. That's my ratchet right there. Hey ho. Right? They don't want to know that. They only want to know about niggas. That's all they want to know about. They don't want to know why gay men will be like, okay, I'm talking to the fags only. They don't want to know why they say that. They don't wanna know why I'm talking to the bottoms, I'm talking to the tops, I'm talking to the twinks, I'm talking to the they don't wanna know why they say that. They only wanna know why we say nigga. What is their fucking fascination? It's the weirdest shit to be an African American because there's fascination on a global level that low key, like, people envy that shit, but it feels so intrusive. Like, why are you watching me all the time? Like, I'm sure it can be flattering if you're an African American and you go around the world and everybody knows what the fuck you are, right? You go around the world, everybody knows an African American when they see one. But you can be from any other island and they're just like, if you ain't Jamaican, they don't know what you are. That's not funny. That's facts. They don't know what the hell you are. They will not be able to guess. Nobody knows you. Never heard of you. But there is power in privacy. And there's a whole lot less judgment when people don't know who the hell you are. The way you can be African American all around the globe and people expect you to be funny and be able to dance whole time. These wealthy ass African Americans can't clap on a beat. It ain't funny. They're stuffy, uppity, highfalutin city. And the people are disappointed. Well, bring us a real run next time. The fuck? They're not gonna do that if you're from Turks and Caicos. They're not gonna do that if you're from Samoa. They're not gonna do that if you're from New Zealand. They don't even know you from New Zealand. They might expect a haka. That's it. They don't know what to expect in terms of attitude. They don't know what to expect in terms of how you talk. But you go somewhere and you're a black woman and they're just like, oh, she's different. How come she don't clap out her syllables? Today, boo. They're like, huh? Huh? She no black. She no. It like this. And they start pointing their finger in the air like they're telling some baby daddy off. It's like this. You got to act like this. It's like, goddamn. Why we got to be a monolith? Why we got to be one person all the fucking time? Why we got 12 actions of how to be? You fat black and a black woman in the office, you got to be everybody's mom. You got to listen to everybody's problems whole time. You 19 fucking years old, you're and a virgin, you don't even know what these people's problems are. You got to give everybody big black mama hugs. Well, goddamn. You Quantavious in the office, whole time your name is really Jonathan. Everybody's expecting to be able to fuck on you. Whole time you're an abstinent Christian, devout, a Bible thumper ass nigga. All you want to be is a pastor. Everybody just assumes that you're gonna fuck on them. They toss their hair in your face. They think they got you. They think you want them. Whole time you a born again Christian and a born again virgin, and you done committed your life. You want to go to Oral Roberts University? They don't even expect you to have those morals. They're like, oh, it's a young buck. Come fuck me. Pull my hair so I can say, nigger, fuck me harder. And you're sitting there as a Christian like, oh my God, I don't even watch porn. What genre is that? Oh, it's just a little race play. Like, what? Huh? Don't even know. Clueless. But they expect you to be about a dozen fucking people. And then you run out of options and they're confused. Oh, you're different for a black person. God damn it. Oh, you're one of the good ones. You're not like the God damn it. Let me read these comments. I keep saying I'm gonna read them and I don't. I'm gonna scroll down. Yeah, girl, Shanghai. Why is you minding nigga business in Shanghai? Like, girl, just go be Ivorian. Just go be your happy West African self. Why are you minding niggas business and all the girl? That they should know what the word means. They do. Speak heavy, sis. Many don't even know what they claim. They will be quick to claim American once feds start watching. When I tell you everybody's calling themselves Black American and African American now, I went to bed and everybody was like, "Don't call me that. I'm Jamaican. Don't call me that. I'm Haitian. Don't ever get me confused with no African American. I'm from St. Croix. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. No, you don't." I went to bed on that shit and I woke up on everybody's African American and Black American. I was like, when did the switch happen? And was it always like this? There was a Somali woman who used to make fun of me for being African American all the time. Why would I run into somebody like that? Because I was friends with her younger sister. That bitch got her fucking passport and was like, it's official, I'm an African American. I said, no, you're not. And she looked at me, well, what am I then? I was like, you're a Somali American. I'm an African American. Her voice is high as shit. And then her little sister, the one who I was friends with, was like, look, I've had this conversation. You're not going to win the argument. Just move on. I'm like, we're a specific group of people. And you know what? Why are you making me explain this to you? This whole conversation is disingenuous. You know that you just came here from Kenya after fleeing Somalia. You know that's what you are. You know you're not descendant from the people who built America out of 13 fucking colonies. Matter of fact, 3, because wasn't shit here but the Carolinas and Virginia. when we were brought over, when a portion of our ancestry was brought over on slave ships, right? Because you have to keep in fucking mind, you have pre-Columbian heritage African American. You have pre and post Columbian Christopher Columbus, Ivan Van Sertima. They were here before Columbus. Read the shit. Lies my teacher told me. Read the shit. You've always been here, and your colors have always been red, white, and blue. Bitch, you've always worn feathers, and you've always crip walked. That's the real fucking rain dance, victory dance. You've always dropped down and got your eagle on, girl. It's you've always been here. You are both and not either or. Fuck. When we call you Amerindians and true American Indians, we're not saying you're these Siberian people with all this Asian ancestry. We're not saying that's you. We're saying you are the people. Oh God, Aborigines all look similar. Aborigines of Australia, Aborigines of Tasmania, Aborigines all over India, Aborigines all over like we all look similar. Anyhow, yeah, they even slick shit on us at HBCUs. Right. The Africans will talk mad shit to you at HBCUs. There was this Igbo guy who talked mad shit to me about being African American. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, whatever. You only want to be African American when it's convenient. He said, when is it ever convenient to be black? And I was like, when you want to join a Greek letter organization, Mr. Alpha Phi Alpha, you bitch. The fuck? You know what happens when you pledge one of these organizations? People be like, why they do that? All that hazing, blah, blah, blah. Because once you get in, there's a world available to you that was never available to you before you pledged. Why would people even go through that hazing? Why would people be paying dues and memberships to be a part of? Exactly, because you don't fucking know. You have no idea the network that is available to you on account of being a black Greek. But I'm like, yeah, it's convenient when you want to join a black Greek letter organization, ho. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You're not going to do that African superiority shit and then get a whole bunch of African American scholarships and then get into an African American Greek Divine Nine organization and laugh at me saying you only want to be us when it's convenient. Fuck you thought you was talking to. Nigga, I'm not dizzy. 2 seconds, you guys. I'm not going nowhere. I'm just trying to play something while I go. And, I was crying a lot. So let me go spit. This says, but at least HBU degrees still mean something. Try practicing in the US with a med degree from the Caribbean. Boom. Uh, in the words of Blue Ivy, boom shakalaka. Everything is shaka, everything in baka. Don't mean shit. Don't mean a mother. They will make you go. You could have a doctorate from a Caribbean university, and the way they will make you go start right back at your BA. They won't accept none of your credentials. Caribbean mofos be smart as shit, be educated as shit. And that's on my Haitian 5th grade teacher. I would not have gone to college if it wasn't for Miss Lamar. Be educated as shit. But on account of it being Caribbean, on account of you getting that education in Black nations are just like, yeah, nope, we think niggers are dumb. You got to start all over. Continental Africans have a cultish mentality. They are intellectually bankrupt regarding their critical thinking skills on culture, ethnicity, and spirituality. I think that's from a lack of exposure. And it's crazy because they always want to talk about our lack of exposure. But I'm telling you, when the Africans, they come here, they shit on us. But I'm talking like by the 2nd or 3rd generation, if they're not completely absorbed in Black American, foundational Black American culture, they don't talk the shit that their moms talk, or that their uncles and the people who came here talk. They don't talk none of that shit because they're going through the same shit. especially if they're able to look like us, right? Horner Africans, the Ethiopians and Somali, all them people, they have a specific look. So no matter what they do, no matter how long they're here, they're never going to look like African Americans, right? I mean, unless they like mix their blood out. But the West Africans can at least start to look like us, you know? And because they look like us, they get interpreted to be us even when they're not us. And because the society will interpret them as us, they start getting treated like us. And they're just like, oh, so that's what niggas was talking about. Oh, okay. And then they develop this level of respect, but by the time they develop it, it's too fucking late because now these African Americans, what was it, Jessie Wu, the Haitian girl, she was just like, when did African Americans become so xenophobic? I'm like, bitch, it was you first. It was your people first. I'm not trying to call her a bitch. I'm just, I'm talking too much out the side of my mouth and I need to straighten up. And I'm like, y'all did that shit to us first. We've already closed ranks. You guys have been so hateful and so point your finger and laugh at us that we were just like, all right, then bet. It's just us. It's just FBA. Y'all want to have Black American, take it. Y'all want to have African American, take it. We're going to have ADOS, ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery, DACS. There was another girl who called us DACS, Descendants of American Chattel Slavery. Tariq Nasheed, FBA, Foundational Black American. We're like, all right, we're going to make sure we're separate from you guys. We'll make sure that we call each other by a name that we all recognize. Now that we know this Pan-Africanism shit, y'all been laughing at us the whole time. Laughing at us the whole time. One of the only Africans who took us seriously was Muammar Gaddafi. And now Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. And when I tell you they're following the playbooks of these former African American Pan-Africanists, I can't even. You don't have to take my word for shit. Please just do the research on your own. You'll see. Uh, uh, sorry, let me get back to the comments. Yep, Juneteenth is an American holiday, not a Pan-African one. And there was some Caribbean guy who went viral telling people, no, it's not an African American holiday, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, where the fuck do you even get off? This ain't even your conversation. How are you comfortable enough to say this shit? And what have we done as a nation? As descendants of chattel slavery, what have we done to make these motherfuckers so comfortable talking about our shit? Because it would be a physical fight if we said something about their shit, about their Independence Day. If we went over to the Haitians right now talking about some, oh, the Dessalines didn't free you. Haiti wasn't free because of no Haitians. It was free because African Americans gave y'all the idea to say fuck these niggas and kill these niggas and blah 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 blah. And the thing is, the African American is so sweet and kind and their formulation that they don't even think to say those things. We know all about the Haitian Revolution and the Independence Day and the this and the that, the January 1st and the January 3rd, whatever it is, the Dessalines. We know all about that stuff. We know all about Haitian voodoo, and we'd be like, oh shit, not the Haitian voodoo. But you know what they do? That fake ass Louisiana voodoo. I'm like, why are you dissing our shit? We've never dissed your shit. And they think it's the natural way of things. Yeah, we diss you and you don't diss us. And I'm like, do you know what shit would look like if we started acting like you? Because African Americans are wordsmiths, right? We Bone Thugs and Harmony and Twista, right? Hell, we Mariah Carey, right? We can hurt your feelings, right? If we started acting like you, making fun of the way you live in your country, don't the children in your country go to school outside and eat dirt cookies with flour and dirt and minerals, barefoot? Do you know the things that we could fucking say if we returned hate speech with hate speech? The shit that would be accurate. And in all of these Diaspora Wars I see, I never see the African Americans shooting back. I never see them shooting back. How is it a war if both sides aren't fighting, my nigga? It's not a diaspora war. It's a diaspora massacre. It's everybody against niggas. And I'm so over it. I'm over it to the point where I get disturbed when I'm ordering my food. I'm over it to the point where I can be ordering some West African food and stop in the middle of it like they probably don't even like niggas. Ordering some Ethiopian food and I'm just like, "Ma'am, I should probably get something else." I'm so disturbed because this stuff is so frequent. If you're paying attention, it's so disturbing the way they treat us on a level where I'm just like, I don't even want to fucking interact. I don't even want to. I don't even. I want to spare my heart because my heart was open, wide open. As a former Pan Africanist and I'm also a former pro-black, whatever I got videos about that is probably hidden. Never mind. Don't matter if I mention a video because I hid that shit. Um, it stops me in my tracks. I can be scrolling through the damn TikTok and I want to support a black woman and then I look at her name and it's Okawomiamie and I'm like, fuck, this bitch done probably says some fucked up shit about African Americans. Like it's really fucking with me. Before I would be like, whatever. I'm gonna do this shit. That's just one person talking they shit. That's just one person talking they shit. Whatever. I'd be looking at, some black British women talking about natural hair and whoop de whoop whoop whoop, and I'd be like, "That's what I'm. Hey, where you from?" And I'm like, she probably be on that. Where the fuck you from? Ha ha. You don't even know where you're from. Shit. And I scroll on in the city, scroll on down the road. Like I can't take it. And you know why I'm like that? Because the shit happened to me. Like I used to be, on the Famous and Thoth channel. I try not to mention the brother, Jamaican guy, and he would have all these Caribbeans on his channel. And one of the girls, I don't know if her name was Choma or what. I don't remember the girl's fucking name, but she said some flip shit about African Americans, and I typed at her. I was like, "You too? You too?" And I'm like, "You have no idea how many years I've been subscribed to you and how much I have looked up to you. Like, girl, I got my bell notifications on for you, and you too." And I'm like, I'm out here supporting this diaspora that would eliminate me if they could. Shit. And obsessively so, because what the fuck are you talking about me? It's not even fair. I don't even know what island you're from. That's how much I'm not minding you and your business. I can't even spell that shit. What was it? This shit is sad. Exposer says, facts uppity, you're not going to get power by allowing white people to buck break you. Right. And they're just like, oh, please, master, break me. Oh, please, yes, if I just do this hard enough for the white. And I'm like, there's no real reward in that, honey. But hi, my Tay. Exposer says they be like Jerome is very articulate. I'm very surprised. And I'm like, I mean, it will make a straight line bend. Do you ever see somebody hand somebody flowers, a cartoon, and then the flowers go, "Meow," and they droop? That's what that you're not like other black people shit feels like. That's what that you're one of the good ones shit feels like. They think it's a compliment. They think it's a compliment. They all understand that pretty for a dark skinned girl is some bullshit. But when they tell you that you're better than the rest of the African Americans, they got a blind spot. They don't see how that shit is devastating. Hey, my tater tay tay. I hope you're feeling better today. I've been having a hard time with some of the recent legislation. I've been on Win with Black Women Live for like 24 hours. They've been live for more than 24 hours, but they've been talking about this one big beautiful bill, and um, what's been going on in Altadena and how all these elderly people have been displaced. Altadena and Pasadena, these neighborhoods that used to be 40% Black, and how all of these homeowners who have been there for 3 generations, they lost their homes and they have nothing. And then if this one big beautiful bill passes, they won't have any access to SNAP and Medicaid and things like that. And so it's just like poverty on top of poverty. And these people were not poor to begin with, like they were homeowners in Altadena. These wildfires in LA and what it has done to the Black community. And I've been so overwhelmed with my own senses and compassion. I'm just like, oh my God, I need a break. Um, you know what Dave Chappelle said? Because I gotta say the unsafe thing. I gotta say the unsafe thing. Dave Chappelle said this is a cycle in history, all these rights being eroded. He said, you know what's going to have to happen, right? To his predominantly white audience, you know what's going to have to happen, right? He said, niggas are going to have to die. He said, the compensation has always been black blood for righteousness. It's always been the currency of getting America to do the right thing. Is that Black people go out and they fight and they die. And then finally, after the streets are running red with blood, somebody gets the sense to say, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't suspend habeas corpus. Maybe we shouldn't just pluck people off the street and put them in jail without due process and give them no right to defend themselves in a court of law. Maybe we should play fair. And I mean that's on 1812, nigga. That's on the American Revolutionary War. That's on the Civil War. That's on civil rights. Like we always, it's specifically as a group. And that's why I don't blame niggas for not leaving their house. Because we know what it is when they call in the National Guard and the police, and it's not enough, and they got tanks rolling through. They're waiting for us to come out. Trump did all that bullshit about removing Harriet Tubman from this and moving the Tuskegee Airmen from that and trying to offend these Americans to get them in the street because what they're trying to do is slavery. These Mexicans are like, upset about being deported. I'm like, they want you back in your country. They want us enslaved or dead. So even with some of my brothers and sisters who are doing the, oh, ha ha, that's what you get dance, I understand why you're doing that. But the goal of this is to get you back where they want you. White supremacists do not want an all white nation. That's not what they want. And as much as they say that that is what they want, they don't want a nation full of white people because there's just too many things that not only are they not willing to do, they can't do. The sun will kill them if they do it. They want a permanent underclass of niggas. They want to go back to the quote unquote good old days. Do you know that that's the definition of make America great again? It's just separating power for white people exclusively and controlling the bodies of everything else, being served by everything else. So, yeah, they're kicking these people out of the country, and we're watching all these farms go to shit in hell. They're going to arrest you for walking while black, put you in the penitentiary, and then you're going to be picking those strawberries for free. You're going to be Peter Piper, pick a peck of peppers for free because you pick them or they shoot you. And my thing is like, who's ready to die? All these ungrateful children talking about like, yeah, I'm not my ancestors. We not our ancestors. We'll fuck you up. Really? Even if it costs your life? Because that's the real reason we're in the house. We're in the house because we know these people will kill us. We get shot parked while black, walking while black, playing with a toy gun while black, Tamir Rice, living in a place that the state wants because they want to put a freeway through our house, Breonna Taylor while black, knowing my rights and arguing back, Sandra Bland while black. There's no value on black life. I mean, there is, but not on your humanity. It's the value is on your production. You know, these white people, they can't get rid of niggas because they need their NFL money. They need their NBA money. They need their entertainment. They need Beyonce to go on tour because everywhere she goes, she revitalizes the economy. Every city she goes, I think it was the mayor of Chicago somewhere, they were like, I wish Beyonce would have stayed for longer because the way people went shopping, preparing for this event, the way they went to these local businesses to get these cowboy hats and boots and things like this. So they don't want to get rid of niggas. They want to keep us. People who don't, how evil it is that people who don't even believe in your humanity want to keep you. They want to keep you the way you want to keep cows on a farm because that bitch is delicious. Because sirloin, nigga. Because oxtails, nigga. The way you love a cow is the way that they love you. The way that you love a chicken, you know you're going to kill that chicken. You know you're going to pluck that bitch. You know that chicken ain't never had a future in front of your black ass. You know you finna fry, barbecue, bake. R.I.P. that chicken. There are human beings who want to keep you human beings in that way. And that's the goal of all of it. The goal is to get you back, African American. All this legislation, all this stuff, they're making it illegal for us to even fucking protest and do what we're supposed to have a right to do. Do you realize legally the United States is not the United States anymore? We're like 12 provinces. Whatever this new thing, let me pull it up, the Supreme Court thing where Trump had a big win in court, but it's only applicable in certain states. And so these Supreme Court justices, they have districts. I believe there's 12 or 13. And either your Supreme Court justice said yes or said no. But America is basically, I'm going to remove this from the screen so you can see it. Like we're literally not the United States anymore. Let me well, I'll just use this. Let's go to Google. So yeah, I've been crying for hours. I've been crying about all kind of stuff for hours. I've been crying about our nation going to legislative hell. I've been crying because, you know, I'm Empress was sick and she's feeling better, but she was out pretty bad and I was mad because all these people are like, "Oh, I'm I'm going to the hospital because these people are bullying me." I'm like, "Nah, it's a real nigga. It's a real ass nigga in the hospital because your people won't stop fucking with your child." Like you're not even human. Uh States no longer united. 12 districts. Is that the right thing to Google? All right, let's see.
One nation is how the United States refers to itself, but in reality, this isn't correct. In fact, within the United States, there are 12 competing regions that have their own cultures, values, and priorities. And these regions really act more like independent nations under a single flag. So what are the 12 nations of America? The United States has long been viewed as a single nation, a union of states under one flag and one constitution. But beneath the surface lies something deeper. America isn't one nation. It's 12. I'm not the first person to notice this either. Journalist Colin Woodard originally proposed 11 American nations in his book, American Nations. But what I've done is expanded his nations to reflect two major...
All right, that's a little corny. That's not what I was looking for. So let me try this. Trump Supreme Court win, no longer united. Let's see if that works. That hit somewhat on the topic here. United States no longer united. Come on, man. Give me something I could work with. not what I'm looking for. Um, so this is the closest thing I could think of, but if you just hold this image in your head really quick, that's sort of kind of what it looks like. Actually, that map is not really accurate. Let me go to Google. Don't leave. Just let me figure it out because you got to know. Um, 12 districts, no longer United States. I just want to find you an accurate map of what the United States look like. And it's why people are just like, oh my God, this is the one that's accurate. So this is District motherfucking 12. District number 1. Number 2, this is where we are right now because of whatever recent Supreme Court decision where there are like we don't have the same rights as what I'm telling you. In Texas, for example, you know Texas is the size of the entire United States. That's why Dallas is a fucking hour away from goddamn Dallas. It's huge. So, because of his Supreme Court win, red states and blue states have different laws now. There are things you can do about getting pregnant and birth control in District 12 that you cannot do in District 11. So you literally do not have the same rights all over America. Maybe here you'll have the same rights as over here, but if you from here, you don't have the same rights as somebody who is here. Or like, yeah, that's Virginia, okay? Because I'm not speaking for what's it called? Right there is like North and South Carolina, but Virginia, right? Virginia is a blue state. So something pops off that's racist here, and this is a blue area. I know this map is a bunch of different colors, but when I'm calling it blue, I'm saying Democrat. But then surrounding it is a bunch of red states. Where you gonna go? So we living right here. Here's where my black ass is. Why am I being so aggressive with myself? Uh, this is where I am. Our rights look like what they've always looked like, as far as the United States behaving like an actual 50 United States. But you don't have in Texas what I have here. So let's say you got pregnant and you died. And this happened to a black woman. They wanted to keep her alive to pop the baby out, kept her body breathing so that she could be basically a dead ass incubator for a kid and made her family pay the medical bills. Or you wanted to get an abortion or you wanted to get a motherfucking IUD, bitch. You can do all that here, Seattle or Washington, Portland, California, uh, damn, Idaho, um, Nevada. I want to say New Mexico. You can do all that here. You can't do that shit here. Good luck. You can't do that shit here. You can't do a damn thing here. Currently, this is what the nation looks like. Currently, this is what the nation looks like. Why does it look like this? Because these are federal districts. These are the 12 Federal Reserve districts. Excuse me, federal district. Just cut out the Federal Reserve shit because I'm not talking about a bank. But you see Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Cleveland, Richmond, blah, blah, blah. And Philly looks like hell right now. That's the other reason I was crying today. It's trash all over Philly. It's trash all over Philly. Mayor gave her own self a 5% increase on her salary and won't pay these sanitation workers 6 figures, which is what they deserve. The things you literally deal with the bullshit of society when you are a sanitation worker, when you are a waste management worker. Do I still have this thing on? Let me go ahead and present my screen real quick. Um, what I'm gonna share? Uppity? Let's just share uppity, child. I just need to get on a screen where I don't forgot what I was looking for. Philly. Philly protest waste management. There is trash. Nah, Philly. That's not what I want. I want Philly covered in trash. And it's not just Kensington where everybody's leaning and poking themselves full of drugs. It's not just that. This is 22 fucking hours ago. You see me? It's 22 hours ago. It's 20.
Roughly 9,000 Philadelphia city workers on strike for 22 hours now, and there appears to be no end in sight. Members of District Council 33 on the picket line and off the job with no negotiation today after talks broke down last night.
But some employees are being ordered back to work temporarily with court orders, and that includes 911 dispatchers and workers with the water department. We have team coverage here on the strike with DC 33 with our Dawn Timoney at Philadelphia International Airport.
Girl.
So here is the sign on the utility pole here, and you'll notice it reads, "Nothing beats a clean street. No dumping, maximum fine $2,000. So here we are, 18th and Catherine Streets here in lovely Graduate Hospital in the neighborhood. And look at this street. So there's barely enough room. There's about 10 inches.
Look, this ain't the only place. This is where the guy is standing, but it's not the only place. There are neighborhoods, not just here. People are talking about dumping their trash at City Hall. The waste management is on strike. They are paying these men, mostly black men. They are paying these men $35,000 to $45,000 a goddamn year to deal with this shit right here. This is 22 hours worth of human waste. They've been protesting a day. And the reason the shit is out here and they're not allowing you to use their dumps is because they want to show you what they're worth. They want to show you that they're worth. If you are entering, okay, you are entering waste management in my state, in Washington State. Minimum entry level, you're making $10,000 a month because the job itself is crazy. You work 10 and 12-hour days to clean the city. And don't get me to talk to you about sorting shit out, because no matter how much you tell people this is recycling, this is garbage, this is yard waste, the shit will be mixed up. So you got to get into people's vomit, rats, raccoon, sanitary napkins, a shitty diaper, and you got to say, all right, this is cardboard, this is a plastic, bottle, it's recyclable, blah blah blah. Because even people who want to recycle the right way don't know how to recycle. I was a grown woman. I figured out you can't recycle a pizza box because it has food on it. Because I'm like, oh, this bitch cardboard, I'm gonna recycle it. It's not for recycling when it has that food shit on it. There's a lot to learn about recycling. You'd be fucking surprised. I was a grown-ass adult when I learned you couldn't recycle plastic. I was like, how come you can't recycle? Why can I recycle the plastic bottle but not the plastic bag? And now they make these recyclable plastic bags in Washington State. Washington State is the place where, like, we got cardboard, straws, and all type of shit because we're super duper white, and white people don't play about recycling. But the point is, people always get it wrong. And so these people literally they basically got to go swimming in your trash, and you want to pay them $45,000 a year? Are you nuts? And so the mayor gave herself a 5% increase. I don't know how much money that is. She's probably making $300,000-$400,000 a year, and won't put nothing on these sanitation workers. So I'm like, pay them what the fuck they deserve, because I'm telling you, have you niggas ever seen India? Have you ever seen India? And the garbage that so much of the nation of India lives through is because they ain't got no fucking sanitation workers. So some of the water that they wade through, people will get their drinking water from the same water that people are dumping their shit into, their plumbing. I'll put that on the screen later if I don't forget. But like, this is just one street. There are blocks and blocks and blocks of trash that look like this, and it's only 22 hours. So can you imagine what this is going to look like after a month, after half a year? Like, just pay these men what they deserve. And you know they deserve it because Dr. King, one of the things that he did at the church that was bombed in Memphis, Tennessee, he was fighting for the rights of not just Black people, but even sanitation workers because they were predominantly Black and brown. Because you don't do this kind of work and get disrespected. There are so many things, there's so many sicknesses and things that are not prevalent in America that are prevalent in so-called third world countries because we have sanitation workers, because we have rules where people have to wash their fucking hands, because there's hand sanitizer, because there's Clorox wipes, because there's all kind of, let me play this.
Left of sidewalk here on this side. So the dumpster is overflowing. The fire hydrant is about to be covered. People are still dropping off trash every few minutes here. And look at this pile. Now, remember, yesterday we heard 15 times from city officials, no bulk dumping. But there are a lot of people that didn't listen to that. So you've got pallets here. People have left their trash cans after wheeling it here, not wanting to take it back home. More pallets. This looks like something that would be on your under your feet in your car. You've got pizza boxes, paintings. Look at this. Dawn Timothy would love this. A painting of a dog. We have an upside down painting of a swan. So we've got cardboard, we've got recyclables, and again, not much sidewalk left. Here's another trash can left. Now the water department's also among the strikers. They had a project, mid-project, so we've got a hole in the ground with a pipe sticking out and concrete all over the place. And this job, according to this sign, was supposed to be done by June 13th. So that's a little.
Because why won't you pay these people what they're asking for? They make your city go round. They're literally responsible for like a third of our quality of life. Get these people what they're asking for. They shouldn't even have to protest. At minimum, they should be making $100,000 a year. That's what your garbage man is supposed to be making. At minimum, that's what's going on in my state. I know because I'm related to a sanitation worker and I dated one.
Behind schedule now, even more behind schedule. So look at this dumpster. So it's full and people are having to hoist the trash either into the pile or over the pile. And we did just see.
So people are driving around Philly, and I should probably open up TikTok because TikTok wins all the time. But people are driving around Philly with, see, that's why I've been crying all day. Whew, breathe, bitch. People have been driving around Philly with their trash in their car, with all the funk, the fide, whatever it is in their car, trying to get it to drop-off sites. Let me see. Shit is sad. Philly trash fuck strike. Nigga, my brain is buffering. I've been live for a while.
Let's take a peek at the fucking Philly trash dump site that this bitch said to come bring your trash to. This is not even the end of the day. It's 5 o'clock. Bro, it's not even the end of the fucking day. Yo, this shit is crazy, bro. It's 5 o'clock, bro. Hold up. 6 o'clock. My bad. It's not even the end of the day, my nigga. This shit super overpacked. So they go.
These people been off work in their protest for this is one day. It's 22 hours. It's not even 24. It just one. Because and here's the deal. Because a Black girl on the internet made a powerful point. She was like, stop going to the drop-off sites. Stop going to the drop-off sites. Leave that trash where the fuck you want to leave it. Leave it in City Hall. And as much as I think that's disgusting, she's like, don't undermine the strike. You can't protest the city by doing what the city wants you to do. Show these people how uncomfortable life could be without these men. Man, this was the same conversation we had with the longshoremen. Stop playing with these men and their money. Stop. Get that man what he asking for. Because when you're talking imports, America don't produce a whole lot of shit. We're a country that depends heavily on imports. So when these ports go empty, and the shelves and shits at our grocery store and wherever we're going is empty, like, get these men what they asking for. Call it a day. Why are we being so selfish? Just to give more money to billionaires who already got it. So you can have a $40 million wedding in Venice and then cancel that and get another one for $30 million after you already spent the $40 million? What kind of gluttony is
They gonna
this?
come get this shit though, right?
It's everywhere. I mean, this dumpster showed up yesterday on day one of the strike, and the trash is overflowing, pretty much blocking the sidewalk, overflowing into the street. And on the other side, I showed you guys just a half hour ago, it's halfway up to the stop sign here at 18th and Catherine. This is one of 60 designated spots where you're supposed to be bringing your trash. I mean, you can smell it from a block away. The city says Philadelphia generates 2,000 tons of trash every day. And right now they have 60 sites like these set up for people to bring.
Look at the comments.
Yesterday, we saw some issues at the site, striking workers blocking entrances with cars, according to the mayor, opening fire hydrants to keep people.
This is what I'm talking about right here. So you see this guy in the blue shirt. He's not a sanitation worker. My guy is mad because he wants to drop his trash where it goes. And the sanitation workers are like, bro, like bag the fuck back. Hell no, you can't have no access to this. If it was still going there, it would undermine our protests. And he's like trying to record them and he thinks he's funny. And it's just like respectfully, like go home. Go to a dump site if you want to, but not here. Like, I'm gonna try to find this specific video because
from bringing their trash, workers want you to avoid solving the problem as a kind of bargaining tool in their negotiations with the city. The Parker administration filed multiple injunctions to try and get people to bring their trash here, including one to keep picketers 10 feet away from facilities where they're striking and limit picketers to 8 per location. We asked the city what's being done to mitigate the situation until a deal is reached. Here's what they had to say.
that's a maggot. That's a maggot. And it's hot as hell in Philadelphia. The way the rats and raccoons and all the creepy crawlies are finna go nuts.
We're doing the best that we can with the resources that we have.
Are you looking at other resources, perhaps from other municipalities or private resources that you might be able to hire?
My bad. There's also a drop off at City Hall on the steps. Like people mad. Just pay them the money. Do not cross the line. Support our workers. We don't cross the line. Period. The mayor gave her own staff a 65% raise, but won't give the sanitation workers an 8% raise. Horrible. 8%. I'm mad. Let me just play.
Absolutely. So right now we're actually looking at bringing in additional trucks to support our operations to clean up those illegally dumped.
So if you can't tell, he's not protesting. He's on the other side.
Locked. I fucking bet.
So this is locked up so that the people can go crazy and can't get to the people who are responsible. They're responsible for tanking the city this way in trash, and it's all locked up. But people are like, yeah, I'm gonna leave my trash here. Like, look, people put that shit right on the front gates. Because what do you mean?
The city of Philadelphia said before they side with the mayor, they're going to fill the whole city up with trash. Since the mayor decided that she was going to give herself a 9% raise and give all the sanitation workers a 3% raise, they said, okay, well, July 1st, we going on strike and we'll see what you do about that. And to that, the mayor said, I don't care. We don't need you, basically, is what she's telling them. So she took about 50 spots.
Imagine. I've been crying all day. Able-bodied people can take their trash here. Grandparents can't do shit. The disabled can't do shit. Who's gonna take their trash? Somebody gonna volunteer? But because the mayor is a 6-figure woman, she don't have to worry. It's somebody's 70, 80-year-old grandparents who can't make it here.
Public parks, mind you. And she said, this is where the new trash dump will be. She instructed all the residents of Philadelphia to take their trash to these designated parks, even though it's the middle of summer, during a heat wave, mind you. And that's when the residents of Philadelphia stepped in and said, not gonna happen. They said they refused to put their trash in their cars, take them.
So you see, in the last comment section we were at, there were people who kept saying we're not going to cross the line. That is that's the Philly shit, right? Because they're when they say we don't cross the line, we're not crossing no lines. They're not crossing the picket line. They're not going to because the people of they understand how important their sanitation workers are, right? The citizens, the city folk ain't the problem. It's their governing body. And all over America, like these governing bodies are just betraying people. And again, not necessarily in my neck of the woods. My state did everything I wanted them to. I contacted my representatives. I'm like, vote no. Vote no on Trump's one big beautiful bill. Vote no on that. Blah blah blah. They already did. They already did. Right? It was 50-50 Democrat, Republican, and then JD Vance ended up 51 breaking the
To these
tie
designated
between
spots when they pay already
the
for
House of
trash to be picked
Representatives.
up from their houses. They're telling other residents, just let your trash pile up, keep it in your yard. I don't know what to tell you where to put it, just leave it on the street. And now the city is starting to fill up with trash. Mind you, today is July 2nd. So we're gonna see how long this mayor lasts.
She needs to get him in what they asking for. Every upload, every video I have shown you is a different street in Philadelphia, just so you know. I have not shown you the same street twice.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Philadelphia and the goddamn trash because the mayor talking about some, they got about 50.
Philadelphia just got hit hard. 9,000 city workers walked off the job at midnight. Trash isn't getting picked up. 911 dispatch is understaffed. Philly is starting July covered in garbage, public pools, closed. And it's only day one. This strike from AFSCME District Council 33 is massive. It covers almost every part of the city's basic services. Water, waste, emergency response, you name it. Why? The city and the union couldn't reach a deal. So now, with no lifeguards and slower emergency response, if you're in the city, get ready. Things are about to get hot, dirty, and chaotic real fast. Philadelphia just got hit hard.
All right, so I made a point earlier about India and bloody fucking hell. I forgot it that quick, but it was something to do with honoring our sanitation workers.
An Air India flight has crashed with 242 on board.
Oh,
AC
God.
is not working. Look at everyone. So many people, they are using these magazines. AC is not working.
Millions of Hindus will be swimming in the Ganges this week for the annual Magh Mela festival, just as they have for years. But it's not a pleasant swim. The Ganges is one of the world's most polluted rivers. That isn't just a problem for swimmers. More than 500 million people depend on the Ganges as their main source of water. And despite a multi-billion-dollar cleanup initiative that India announced in 2014, the river hasn't gotten any safer for them.
We have come to see the beautiful Ganga here, to experience its warmth.
Today, Ganga is more polluted than it was 30 years ago. And water from
in the water. But Namame Gange never took off. 3 years later, reports say that just $205 million has been spent, and India's top environmental court declared it a failure, saying, quote,
"It's a failure because you put that money in the hands of corrupt ass people and they're just going to pocket it. There's all kind of billionaires in India. But then people who are not, this is what they do. There's literal shit. Like, they're not exaggerating. This is a holy river to the people, so they go to it for prayer and worship and all kind of things. But there's literal shit. literal human shit in the water. All kind of.
Not a single drop has been cleaned so far.
3 years are already gone.
A legal right or a legal status by itself will mean nothing.
Shadan Farasat is a Supreme Court lawyer. He says that giving the Ganges the right to sue polluters has some logical issues, and not just because a river can't represent itself in court.
It doesn't really emphasize how that state
improvement of your health.
B.D. Tripathi is a professor and former expert among the public and even scientists that the river is so holy, it's essentially self-cleaning.
If you drink the water, then it will help in improvement of your health.
B.D. Tripathi is a professor and former expert for the National Ganga River Basin Authority. The agency's belief in the Ganges' power is misplaced.
All right, so all I wanted to do with that is say, like, the people in Philly should have never had to protest, because this is what it looks like when you don't have waste management. This is what it looks like when you don't have, oh, the trash guys are coming by here every Friday to pick up our waste. The trash man's coming through. This is what it looks like.
वहाँ टॉयलेट यूज होता है, यहाँ पानी है, और किस तरीके से लोग हड़बड़ा के आ रहे हैं, ये देखो वहाँ टॉयलेट यूज होता है.
Yeah, I done wore myself out today. I'm gonna go on ahead and, where am I at? Where am I? Ciao. All right, well, assuming that I'm still live, I'm gonna unlive myself. Unlive, not unalive, Lord Jesus. Yeah, but this is how my day has been going. I'm assuming everybody else's day has been the same. It's been a really sad day in America. It's been a really sad day with politics. And we have to try something different, because what the people are doing is appealing to the moral compass of people who don't have a moral compass. You cannot appeal to the moral conscience of a people who have no. I mean, some of these people in power, they're probably like some of the YouTube weirdos we've gotten into it with. So you have to make it real for them some other way. And this is why revolutions are always bloody. We don't want these things. Nobody wants a civil war. Nobody wants to, take up arms against their own nation. But it's like, just give the people what they're asking for. They deserve it. You're gonna make people live like this until what? And until some giant ass New York sized chupacabra looking rat bites a kid and they die of rabies because you're feeding these rodents like crazy all through the Philadelphia neighborhoods? Like, what's it gonna take? I mean, honestly, in so many different countries, like these people would have had their heads knocked together or off already. Because why do this to the people? And can I just show you real quick? Because I remember when we thought China was corny, y'all. I remember I remember when we thought China was full of nothing but what they call them, the child workers, the children workers, the children factory, child labor. We thought China was full of nothing. And I spend a lot of my time on Xiaohongshu. What's it called in English? The Red Note. But I just want to show you Chengdu. I love Chengdu, China. I just love it so much. Let me present my screen really quick, because this is what it looks like when a nation spends its money on its people. And we're still calling this third world, by the way. We're still calling this third world.
If you're planning to visit China, you should go to Chengdu. So Chengdu is known as the hotpot capital in China, and it is also home to cute giant pandas. Chengdu is a city where history and modernity blends. Home to the famous giant panda base, Chengdu is a sanctuary for these cute creatures. You can get up close and personal with the pandas and witness how playful they are. Chengdu is a lot more than pandas. They have
Like, this is what these cities look like. This it's nuts. This is communism. This is socialism. This is the stuff we went to war against. Look at how the people live. This is the stuff we thought was so corrupt and so oppressive.
Sci-fi movie. Trains here literally go through apartments.
What they call them, Chinese peasants. That's what JD Vance said. This is how the peasants live.
The buildings here look like they're on the ground floor, but it's actually the 23rd floor. The most cyberpunk city in the world.
I've been on Xiaohongshu, Red Note, for months now. Ever since they got rid of TikTok, I was on Red Note. And when I tell you, you can't even be homeless in China. Because they make it so easy to buy a house without you paying for the whole thing. And there's some 70-year contract you have with the house that keeps renewing itself. So even when you die, it renews itself for your child. Like you can't be homeless and you can't be hungry. There's fruit everywhere. You know, in America, most of our trees are male. That's why your ass is choking and dying of allergies. In a normal society, you probably wouldn't be allergic to pollen, but because pollen is tree semen, it's tree cum, and because they don't have no female trees to put it on, it's all up and through your nose and your sinuses. But because there's no environmental sexism in China, the earth is doing what it's supposed to do. We got cities full of dudes as far as trees are concerned. We got cities full of dudes because female trees bear fruit. Female pine trees have pine cones. All of a sudden, you stop seeing pine cones. Ain't seen a pine cone since you was little because they got rid of the female trees. Because in America, they want you to go to the store and buy your food so that these capitalists, so that these billionaires can be billionaires. Because if you said, fuck that shit, I'm going to protest and I'm going to just snatch a mango off this tree and an apple off that tree and a plum off that one and I got my daily nutrients, they wouldn't be billionaires. You wouldn't need them. They don't do that shit in China. Now, I'm not here to tell you China's perfect or whatever, but this is the socialism and the communism that we were fighting. This is the stuff we thought was unjust and disgusting. We're like a victim in a narcissistic relationship where we were isolated from the rest of the world, told that we were better. Whole time it was a delusion. Because what do you mean all the buildings in your city light up like that? What do you mean? I've seen Black people all over China walking to and from, their hotels 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and there's no harm. Ain't locked their door. Nobody's coming in their place. All over China, people taking off their shoes, leaving them outside. Nobody's stealing your shoes because they're just like, oh, that's nasty. What you want somebody else's foot funk for? Meanwhile, you kick off a pair of Jordans here outside of a door. Hell, they do that at the mosques in America, and people get they Jordan snatched from the mosque. The food in these cities, the buildings in these cities, some of the cheapest hotels in China, they look like 6-star hotels, and you're paying $27 a night. You heard me the right way. I did not exaggerate. I've been on this app for months. I've been comparing numbers and yen and won, RMB to USD, figuring out the money. You can live safely and comfortable in China on $2,500 total income, on $2,000 total monthly income. I mean, with the best of views and the best of transportation. I mean, go look at it for yourself. I am worn out. But what I'm saying is this is what happens because we thought China was evil. We did. We were told China, child factories, everything made in China is bad because children are working on it, blah, blah, blah. Whole time what they were trying not to reveal to you was the fact that all this Prada, all this Hermes, all this Louis Vuitton, all this stuff is made in China. That's what it is. It only goes back to France or wherever to get its big label sewn on it. But it's all made in China. All this shit is made in China. It's just what your manufacturer is willing to pay for. Is your manufacturer willing to pay for high quality shit from China, or are they only willing to pay for the lowest price point, and you get some shitty ass shirt that you wash it one time and it goes from red to pink because you got what you paid for. Chinese are making the fuck out of shit. I watched a girl make a Hermes bag with her fucking hands. I can't make this shit up. This is what happens when leaders deal justly with people. When they deal justly with the funds. When social welfare is taken into account to the point where they don't need welfare. They don't need food stamps. Food don't cost shit. You know how them Chinese food places always serve you them big ass portions in your to-go shit? That should be $2, $3 in China. Dead ass. You could spend $15 in a day and you've gone to, 3 restaurants in China. And you went to a restaurant for every meal. Or if you're doing your groceries, $40 will have you straight for a fucking month in China. And all of our little GMOs and all of our little pesticides, so much of that stuff is illegal in China. I've met so many people who move abroad, and I don't even mean to China. I mean, they'll move abroad to fucking Mexico, and they eat exactly how they ate when they were living in America, and they lose 40 pounds in the first 2 months, not doing shit different. Because the food ain't poison like that. The food ain't got all them pesticides and insecticides and sulfates and shit in it. There's an incredible mismanagement of the people in America. And it's just sad because what did people do to deserve this? The answer is nothing. The answer is nothing. Just greedy ass people. We have had so many conversations about what some of these people are like on YouTube in real life, right? Like what some of these stalker ass losers are like, what some of these lion ass get on the internet, whatever people are like. But like some of those people are in leadership positions as well. Some of those people are running our nation. Some of them people, they don't know how to shed a tear. There was just a little black boy, Jordan, what was his name, child? Let me check email uppity. Ran over. Jordan Hill, he was ran over on an ATV. White man who lives 3 blocks from his mama. Ran that little boy over. Don't know how to.
Boy over while he was riding his ATV, and not only ran him over, he unalived him. And after he unalived the boy, he went back to the scene just to get his mirror, and he ain't been charged with nothing. They ain't gave him nothing, but they charged him with a little bit of green, and he got another little charge, DUI or something, but they didn't give him the main charge. He don't even have a manslaughter charge.
This racist got charged with a DUI for driving while drunk, but he didn't get. I mean, the little boy's dead. The little boy is dead. So this guy was driving while drunk, ran over a black boy on his ATV, went back to the scene because he realized when he knocked the kid's block off, his side mirror came off the car. So he went back to the scene, picked up a side mirror, left. There are people who don't know how to weep at the death of a human being. There are people who don't know how to make your life valuable to them. People always say black people, oh, we're so affected by slavery and epigenetic. And I'm just like, yeah, but white people are too. And one of the things you learn from slavery is how not to care for the life of a black person because they're property. So what happens when you free them? Just because you legislate their humanity and legislate their freedom doesn't mean that in your heart and in your mind and in your soul that you believe that they're equal people. This boy is 10. You run over a 10-year-old white boy, the nation's gonna mourn for years. They're gonna name all kind of roads after him and all kind of laws after him and whatever. Dude was charged. This is Mississippi. Dude was charged with a DUI. Not manslaughter. Nothing else. Lived 3 blocks away from that little boy mama. So every day she got to see the car that took her son out. There are some people who don't know how to look at you and say that's wrong. People didn't know how to do that with Mike Brown. It's like, oh, that's a fat black man. He got to be the devil. Even when the cop who killed him was testifying, I was like, well, he looked like a demon. Bitch, you mean to tell me you see demons? Fuck, you know what a demon look like. How? You don't have humanity to some of these people, and we're out here. That's another reason black people ain't outside protesting. Some of these people really don't think you're human. Some of these people value the lives of their dogs more than you, and that's not cat. It's facts. And these people run your nation. I might have to whoop my own ass if I have a $40 million wedding that I end up canceling because this is Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. Rented Venice. Nigga, how you rent a city? Rented Venice. And then a bunch of people found out they were going to be there, so they decided to get married somewhere else and paid another $30 million. You know what that will do for the city of Philadelphia right now? $30 million plus the original $40 million. That would solve the city's problem. And for a city, that's a small number. For a city, that's not a huge price to pay. I mean, respectfully, I couldn't even get myself if I had it like that. I wouldn't be comfortable with a $10,000 handbag because I'd be like, damn, like who mama and who daddy I could have liberated or freed from some debt with that money. They getting pushed out of their house because of some small payment. Have you guys ever looked at them foreclosed houses on them lists and how much the bank foreclosed on them on? I'm like, damn, it ain't nothing but $10,000 to pay on this house. They lost their jobs and they shit and her man died and this, and that's it. 10, 20, 40, 50,000, that's it? And the bank just foreclosed on them? And you walking around wearing that in a handbag. And you don't feel nothing about it. This is how some of these people are. They don't know how to feel it. They don't know how to care. They don't have it. It's like asking a colorblind motherfucker, like, yeah, this is blue and this is purple. They can't see the difference. They don't know what you're talking about. It's just blue to them. What you mean blue and purple? I see blue. You can't make them see it. You can't make them put value on your life and on your circumstances. So when you have these black ass cities like Philadelphia, they literally are missing a part. They don't know how to have, like, it's like a handicap. It's like somebody being born without being able, like they don't know how to walk. They're just lame. What you mean get up and walk? I don't even know what I wouldn't know the first thing about walking. Quadriplegic. Some of these people are born without the mental faculty, the mental, emotional, and spiritual faculty to put some respect on your humanity. And they've inherited it through epigenetic memory. You know how many black men were just found dangling from trees? 34 black women and a few Latinas went missing in the same night in Washington, D.C. Why them? Why them? Because didn't no white and Asian girls go missing? Not one. Not one. But in the same night, majority black girls and a few Latinas went missing. We know where the Latinas went. We got to guess. ICE. Just missing. African American, do you know what your organs are worth on the black market? Some of these old ass people who just won't seem to die. Your melanated organs on the black market. Why that? Oh God. A little boy with the dreads that was found and rolled up in the gym mat, and all his organs were missing, and they ruled it as suicide. It was just a ton of black men, week after week, all over the East Coast, found hanging 10 feet from the ground. They calling it a suicide. What makes you think? The majority of the niggas I know don't even know how to tie a noose. I could go down the street to the first dozen black people I see and hand them a rope and say, tie a noose. They don't know how. They don't know how. They don't know how. The only black people I can think of that know how to tie a noose are actual cowboys, Compton cowboys, trail ride cowboys, like literal cowboys who ride horses and shit. But it's a suicide. That little boy wrapped himself up in his own and took the little boy Jordans, nigga. I mean, took all his organs and the shoes off his feet. Every organ missing, and it's a suicide. You know, every time they do that, that means the state is in on it. That it was most likely done by the cops or somebody who was affiliated with these people. You know, the same star they have on their little police uniform is the same one that was, it's just an evolution from the star that they wore for slave patrol, where the whole goal of the slave patrol was to catch niggas. People don't divert too much from their origin story, is what I'm trying to say with this story. Some of these people, you can kick and you can scream and you can cry and you can tell the police, hey, get off him. That nigga Derek Chauvin, the way that he was on that George Floyd's neck in front of everybody for 9 minutes and people kept screaming, get off him, blah, 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 blah. He can't breathe, he can't breathe. You see how unaffected these people are? Either they don't see your humanity or they have none themselves. It got me to thinking maybe some of these people don't have a soul. To have a soul is to have a moral compass, and to have a moral compass is to have a conscience. Like something inside of you will tell you some shit is wrong. Like that's what you're up against when you're going to these city halls and when you're protesting. These people already know what they're doing and they're proud of it. When Trump walked through that damn alligator Alcatraz, let me type that in real quick. Why am I still here? And I keep saying I'm gonna go. When he walked through that damn concentration camp and they can't even hide their bigotry, they're like, yeah, there's showers over here for the employees. What do you mean there's showers for the employees?
About 50 miles
That means that
west of
people go in
Miami,
there ain't
a
got no
remote
showers?
airstrip deep in the Florida Everglades has been transformed into a temporary migrant detention center.
That is the entrance to the facility right there. Just on the other side of the highway, though, you can see the type of land that surrounds the airstrip. These are wetlands, possibly teeming with alligators and pythons, something the administration views as an added security feature.
We're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they hate prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this.
This facility is opening up just as the Trump administration ramps up arrests across the country. There are now nearly 60,000 immigrants in federal detention, believed to be a record high. The need for more holding facilities was also an issue during President Trump's first term. In 2019, CBS News was the first to get a look inside a temporary shelter in nearby Homestead, Florida, where more than 14,000 unaccompanied minors were held over the span of 2 years. That facility was eventually shut down amid allegations of unsafe conditions. Conditions at the new detention center in the Everglades are also a concern, as are risks to the environment. The facility sits on what Native Americans consider sacred ground.
This is what you're looking to protect.
Yes.
Betty Osceola is a member of the Miccosukee tribe.
It happened like a hurricane, and all that fuel.
You never know what you're going to get or what to expect in Trump's America day to day.
But to hear the President of the United States suggest that farmers should have ownership of their immigrant workers like indentured servants or slaves.
A lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know them. We're going to put with this farmer responsibility, owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm.
And or deputizing the National Guard to use them as immigration judges because we have a backlog of immigration cases.
Governor DeSantis has proposed using National Guard, deputizing them as immigration judges to get through this massive backlog of people in the immigration court. Would you be open to that?
Yes, he has my approval.
Or to suggest that immigrants are cannibals and eat themselves just to paint them in a negative light, to dehumanize them.
I was talking to some marshals that have been partnering with ICE. They said that they had detained a cannibal and put him on a plane to take him home. And while they had him in his seat, he started to eat himself. Deranged individuals that are on our streets in America that we're trying to target and get out of our country.
All while doing this at a press conference at Alligator Alcatraz, which is a detainment center encompassed by a moat, a swamp that is filled with alligators and snakes, which is definitely a concentration camp. America has reached a new low. America looks like every dictatorship that we've ever learned about. And I'm seeing how those dictatorships came into play because it takes a cult following to believe that their leader can do no wrong when the truth is quite literally evident in front of them. One of the biggest pushbacks I receive from people who are avid Trump supporters or MAGA is that you're such a liberal. All you do is spin the truth, and you don't understand what Trump is doing. And I resent those statements because there's a cognitive dissonance that you guys possess where you'll see these things I just mentioned, and you'll see Trump doing a press conference in a concentration camp, an illegal concentration camp, an inhumane concentration camp. And you'll see people wearing merch for the concentration camp. And you'll say to me, oh, you're just a liberal. You don't understand anything. I'm not even a liberal. Majority of people in this country aren't on the left, the extreme left, or the extreme right. The majority of us are in the center.
This is what they do at Florida football games. The Gators, they do that gator mouth thing with their hands in the football games. Have you ever heard of the Alligator Alcatraz detention center that DeSantis is building? It's $450 million detention center for ICE for illegals. Yeah, you got to watch this video. He's so amped, it almost looks like AI. He's so amped about the illegals being trapped in this detention center. He goes, yo, we're going to build it right here where they can't escape. He's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to trudge through a bunch of like 60 miles of swamp?
You've got nowhere to go. I mean, what are you going to do? Trudge through the swamp and dodge alligators on the way back to 50, 60 miles just to get to civilization? Not going to happen. So
you can't. There's alligators everywhere. Alligators, snakes, and all. He's so amped. His dick is hard. He's like, you don't understand. The illegals won't be able to get away. Oh, my God. Oh. And I just can see him just picturing a bunch of brown people like Haitians, Cubans, anybody brown. His energy is almost a racist energy. You feel me? He has the dark shades on. I don't know if you ever saw
racist.
Cool
It is
Hand
racist.
Luke. Cool Hand Luke is one of my favorite movies. Paul Newman, he's in prison, and the warden is like, looks like we have a failure to communicate. The dark, the aviator glasses like sheriffs have. So he's so amped, yeah. And then we're gonna put them over here, and if they try to escape, the alligators will eat them. Well, I think if you know the history of black people and alligators, they would feed black babies to alligators back in the early, maybe 1800, early 1900s. Yeah, they would feed black bodies to alligators. Yeah, that's what they would do. It's important to learn your history. All right, learn your history, and this is a warning to all the Haitian people out there, the Caribbean people out, Jamaican, African American, everybody, just be aware of what they're doing because it's crazy. Florida, it's the Gator Nation, It's like they want all these brown people to be locked up in these detention centers, but they still want you to play football. They still want you to play football. It's very weird. It's very strange. It's important to protect your country. I get that. So make sure that you guys are putting some of these Europeans in these detention centers too. You know what I mean? You got to.
Do y'all know this shit was built in 8 days? Let that breathe for a second.
8, nigga.
Yeah, now let me get it to you again. Do y'all know that this shit was built in 8 days? Now, granted, they've been planning this shit forever, because you can just tell, but like, what the fuck? And then get mad at us when we bring up the homeless epidemic in this fucking country. But shit like this literally proves that y'all could have been fixed this shit in a day's amount of time. All them veterans that come back fucked off and end up homeless fucking faster than they even enlisted. People really getting upset at us for bringing this shit up. So y'all ain't been able to do shit for them since for fucking ever, right? But you
Right.
was able to do all of this in 8 days.
8.
5,000 beds, bro. Who finds 5,000 beds in 8 days? And this is with them fast tracking. What are they working on next? Because see, we know how this shit work. Once they do something in the news, it's definitely something worse cooking up. So with them throwing this shit all in our face as loud as possible, that's what really got me nervous. Because what the fuck y'all working on next? What's bubbling up in the background that we not focusing on, man? Make sure you paying attention to every fucking thing that's going on. Do y'all know this shit was built in 8 days? Let that breathe for a second.
With the alligator Alcatraz, is the idea that it's done illegal immigrants escape. They just get eaten by an alligator or a snake or something?
I guess that's the concept. This is not a nice business. I guess that's the concept. If snakes are fast, but alligators, we're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line. Run like this. And you know what? Your chances go up about 1%.
With the alligator Alcatraz, is the idea that it's done illegal immigrants escape. They just get eaten by an alligator or a snake or something?
I guess that's the concept. This is not a nice business.
They really built the prison in the swamp, y'all. Surrounded by fucking gators. This is crazy. I feel like this is modern day slavery. They really said, forget about the fences. We about to have the gators being the officers. They real life got human beings in the Everglades like this is Jurassic Park. I don't really care how they try to package it up. But this is modern day slavery. At its finest. They not just gonna be dealing with gators, y'all.
So Alligator Alcatraz just opened up in the swamps of Florida, and they had a very minor rainstorm. This is what happened inside the tents in which the immigrants are going to be housed.
I just want to be clear here because he's going to be white about it, okay? I just want to be clear here. These people will drown, okay? One good storm, these people will drown in their cells. They will have nowhere to go. They will be locked up.
The water just started flooding in. So what's going to happen when Florida has hurricanes and tropical storms? Do they just allow these flimsy looking tents to collapse in on the immigrants, or do they allow the water to flood in on the immigrants? Or maybe they just, say, oh, it's a flood, the alligators can roam free. What exactly are they going to do? And of course, Trump and Ron DeSantis say that they're only going to house the criminal aliens there. But the problem is the Trump administration has showed repeatedly that they constantly label nonviolent criminals as criminals. We saw it when he sent them to prisons in El Salvador. So are we going to see children here? Are we going to see women here? Are we going to see pregnant women here? Are we going to see totally innocent, even U.S. citizens housed in these tents? This is a problem, and that's why.
You ready for your daily dose of psychopathy? Well,
Mm-mm.
early afternoon dose. Latinos for Trump, pay attention to this one. Laura Loomer, world's most fascist mistress, tweeted this. This was in reference to Alligator Alcatraz, or Crocodile Concentration Camp, which, if you're unfamiliar, is a detention center they've been building in Florida surrounded by alligator-infested marshes, or whatever. They're very excited about the alligators. Clearly. So excited that Laura Loomer even tweeted this. And by the way, it's still up a couple days later. Alligator lives matter. The good news is alligators are guaranteed at least 65 million meals if we get started now. Wow. I think this response summarizes it perfectly. I don't care what anyone says. I appreciate when y'all drop the Christian act and reveal your seething, unhinged hatred for everything Christ ever said. Well put. But here's the thing. As if it weren't bad enough to be this gleeful at the idea of feeding people to alligators, people, humans. She's also revealed something else in this tweet. There aren't even 65 million undocumented immigrants in this country. Even according to the American Immigration Council, there's only around 13.3 million undocumented immigrants total, and that includes protective status. So 65 million. Does she mean all immigrants? No, because according to the latest census, there were only 47.8 million immigrants residing in the United States as of 2023. 65 million. What could she be referring to? Oh, that's right. The entire Hispanic population in the United States. 65 million, almost on the dot. Wow. And apparently we're all getting fed to alligators. Thanks. You ready for your daily dose of psychopathy? Well, early.
I don't think I should do any more of this to you guys. I think that is a lot to take in for one day. It's been a rough day. It's been a rough ass American day. I'll close with it's 6 people here. Thank you for being here. But I'll close with Win with Black Women. I was watching them for about 24 hours, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's this marathon on a channel called Win with Black Women. Hell, I didn't even have to turn it in because it popped up on my For You page. So I'm going to share that, and then I'm going to get out of here because this is why depressed people be depressed. Here we go. And I don't give 2 shits about the Diddy case. I think that Diddy case is
will
such a
always
distraction.
bend towards what is right. We are going to defeat the evil that has taken a hold of us in this country. And it may not be today. I'm not going to lie to you. It may not be in this lifetime. And I plan to be here till I'm 96 damn years old. But even then, it still may not come. But it will be. It will come. It will come. And it will come because we have continued the fight. And we saw it through. So we have to keep pushing on. We have to do the.
So I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm just going to leave this on in my personal background. I'm ending the live stream here. But I recommend subscribing to this channel and at least have it as background noise if you ain't going to have it as nothing else, because what are we really going to do? At some point, we're going to have to organize. These people, like, we're losing. This ain't even a fight that this is a fight. If you're walking into it, we're walking into it like, with a busted lip, black eye, broken nose. Like, we bleeding already. We bleeding already. We out of breath already. This is where we are in the fight. These people have been planning this shit since, the Union won the war over the Confederacy and slavery was outlawed, except for in the case of the 13th Amendment with incarceration. So if you plan on staying in the fight, you walking in with a pretty good beating already. Keep these people in the background while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, hell, while you're sleeping. This live has been going on for a couple of days now, and they're providing solutions and a place for conversation. If I scroll up, look, I just be on my bullshit. Look at all that uppity, 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 child. Nigga, I am downity. I am downity today. Peace out, y'all. Thank you for coming.